We don't ask questions around here. What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. This is RH After Dark. This is your place to hang out, relax. And tonight's topic is we're going to talk about streaming on our handhelds, what hardware we're using as well to power that streaming, what apps are going to be best, and also just hang out with our good buddy because we got Mr. Russ from Retro Game Core back on the show. Hello, sir.
Hey, everyone. So it's funny, it's after dark, but it's not dark here yet. It's going to be soon. So you're going to see like lighting change here, but it's not after dark for me.
Ruining the illusion. Let it be dark. Let the darkness fall now.
All right.
Now, Michael Benny's got the right idea here, actually. Hello. Oh, you got an RH eye patch. That's very
I hear you sell these now.
Oh, we do. I actually don't have the eye patch version, but I do have the eye patch. Let's see. I guess we would then take this sticker and just kind of like put it right there to kind of represent. You figured out how to get it over your other eye better. Mine's awkwardly messing with my eyelid. That's not going to work. Anyways, welcome to the show, everybody. We got Mr. Michael Benny of Retro Lunch. Check him out on YouTube. He's hanging out with us again tonight. And Mr. Rob, the Retro Tech Father.
Hey, everyone.
Hello,
Good to
sir.
be here as always.
Yes. And, of course, we got Sony in the background who's getting prepared to show us, I believe, Mr. Russell Decore's video, as Zoo would call him. His guide went up today all about handheld streaming. And it's an awesome guide. Highly recommend the watch. And I watched it earlier today, and I learned some new tricks that I didn't know. I didn't realize about the virtual desktop aspect that you can actually like pre-program each of your devices to have its own virtual situation.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I always skip that part of it.
It's so good.
It's funny, like the guide is long, it's in depth, it's like 33 minutes or whatever, but man, there's so much I didn't get to. Like there's so many advanced features that I was like, I don't have time for this. Like I can't make this a 1 hour video, you know?
Right.
So this is just really scratching the surface of everything you can do, which is crazy. So I went more with like a wide berth, you know, like getting as many handhelds involved as I could, as opposed to getting really deep with any one.
Yeah. I think that makes sense.
Did you use the word wide berth?
Yeah. I mean, like breadth really, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's the same thing.
Not birth. He said birth.
Like BERF, not.
Oh, okay. Not like
I'm using the wrong
sorry.
word. Anyway,
I got birthing on the mind. Okay, so this is so you're using the portal on here, which is cool. HN2, meaning your decode times on this one is what, about 2 milliseconds, 3 milliseconds?
about one. You can actually get it around one if you got a good
with the
Wi-Fi 6 connection, and so that's
with
what
the
I
ultra
have.
with the ultra
You do
low
like the
latency.
low. Yep, exactly. And so yeah, about 1 millisecond, and then mostly beyond the Odin 2 portal, I do the Odin 3 a lot, and that one I usually can get under half a millisecond sometimes. Like if you turn on the experimental warp drive plus the lower latency one, it'll show 0 milliseconds decoding time, and it's like, I don't know if that's true, but man, it's working. So,
Have you ever gotten negative decoding time? Like it's so fast that the game's kind of playing you.
Yeah, I'm like ahead of the game, right? Yeah, I was playing that all of a sudden.
We call that time traveling.
Right? And I'm like, how am I playing Half-Life 3? It's like, oh, my decoding time is lower than 0 milliseconds.
It's like Superman going around the Earth so
future.
fast.
The thing is, it really does feel like you're playing the game natively. That's how good of an experience it's getting to be.
And even like, so right then Sony was showing Pragmata playing, right? I was playing that at 1080p, 120 frames per second with ray tracing and path tracing enabled, right? So it just looks crazy on this device. It's only running at 1080p, so it's pretty easy for my computer to handle, right?
Right. You're not pushing 4K.
Crazy. Right. And it wasn't getting a full 120 frames. It was only at like 100, 110, but man, it feels great.
Garbage.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, I'd say. But you could accomplish that with less than a 5090, right? Like there's hardware you could use.
Oh yeah.
Like that Playnix PC you were talking about.
Yeah, so I just last week did a video talking about like, you know, like everyone's sick of waiting for the Steam machine. So I made a video and I just said, let's just make our own Steam machine. And so I showed off like 3 options. One was like I don't want to say the word budget because nothing's budget nowadays, but one was a budget mini PC with integrated graphics. Then I used one that had mobile graphics, so laptop graphics card. And then finally the Playnix, which is a full-on desktop GPU, but in a smaller form factor because it's like console sized. And so that's
right
there.
This is from the EmuDeck dev.
Yeah. Dragoon Doris, he's been working on this forever. This guy is like always made computers his whole life, and he's just like, I want to make, like, initially he was going to make an EmuDeck machine, and he was like, oh yeah, I'll make this for emulation. People weren't really into that. I think most of the emulation crowd's like, we've got enough computers, we can kind of do it ourselves. But making a full-fledged PC was like his next idea, and that one ended up doing pretty well. And so yeah, that's the Playnix now.
Okay. I was thinking about picking that up. The pricing on it, I know it's tough for anybody to price things. We're talking about a single man dev team on this one, where he's basically putting together a PC inside of what is it, 3D printed? Yeah,
so he 3D printed that. It's about the size of a PS5. You can see at the bottom right is my PS5 right there. And yeah, it's smaller. It's like kind of flat and long, really, when you think about it. But yeah, it's 3D printed. So he did it all himself. He designed it himself. He printed it out. He's using like the good filament. I don't know how that stuff works, but it's like not going to melt or anything, But yeah, it definitely feels homemade, which I kind of like. I like the kind of just vibe of that, but he is thinking about getting actual shells made, doing all of that, but that has a longer lead time, so he's not really sure if he's going to do that.
Okay, it makes sense. I mean, I think the people who are gonna buy this too are like, okay, because they understand, at least I think many of them understand, like, this is a small team, if not a one-man team. And Bob Wolf, I saw, reviewed this as well, and he was talking about it, and he was like, well, this is a badass PC. It is a PC, but like it's ready to go, right? Like, you just boot it up and it has what people will think is Steam OS on it, but it's actually Playnix.
It's his own unique OS. Yeah, like, so he basically he took Arch Linux and he made like a Steam OS like distro out of that, and so then that's what he ships with it. I was having some issues with mine, so I ended up wiping it and putting Bazzite on it. It's the same process. You can do anything. You can put Windows on this thing if you wanted, But yeah, I just installed Bazzite on all three of these just so they were like identical in terms of performance, or at least in terms of the OS. And so yeah, it was a fun little experiment. And yeah, I think there are plenty of options, and any of these will work good for streaming. Really, when it comes down to it, what you need for your host PC is it needs a wired connection. Like, that's the biggest thing.
I mean, the software has always been the critical step. We've had living room PCs since forever, but navigating with a mouse and keyboard, and if you ever got one of those little, like, oh, it's like a remote control with a keyboard and a thumb pad, they've always been terrible.
Yeah, Logitech, what is it, K400? Rise up.
Just like,
everybody has one of those.
Because I want the flexibility and I want the power, and we've had small form factor PCs since forever, but the software was always the thing that was lacking. And
yeah, so I think for most people,
they're coming with an interface that works finally.
Right. And I think for most people, waiting for the Steam machine is probably the most prudent option, but this thing is quite a bit more powerful than the Steam machine when it comes to GPU. Just, it's full desktop class and a lot more CUs. And so that's actually pretty great in terms of getting closer to 4K gaming than what the Steam. I mean, they say the Steam machine is going to be 4K 60, but that they're talking about using, frame like upscaling and stuff like that, like AI upscaling. And so this one actually gets a lot closer to that.
I just like that you're repping Rackcoin, which is Rob's favorite game right now.
It's fun. It's a good mindless game.
It's addictive.
And I'll be honest with you. So today I was looking at, so to start off, today's my birthday. But
happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Oh, thank you.
Did we sing the song?
Totally wasn't fishing for that. No songs. No, there is no cake.
Although when they go to the restaurant and they sing the song, you're just all suffering through it.
That's why we went to McMiniman's, which is a local joint out here in Oregon, and there was no song. I said birthday.
Well, at least it wasn't McDonald's.
They just comp one of your desserts usually, like if you get a dessert or something, and so they just silently do that. They don't even say happy birthday. I think we appreciate that in the Northwest here. It's like, I don't know. But
that's beautiful.
But I was thinking I'll treat myself today, and what I'm referencing here is the fact that you have that CRKD guitar on your wall.
Oh, it's so good.
It was like $130, and I've been hovering over it all day.
Oh,
and
man.
I am so close. I'm like, do I really need another hobby? Do I want to get back into my Guitar Hero, Clone Hero? Is it so good?
Yes.
So the the front parts, like your neck, right, have so they're magnetic, like they're not magnetic, but they are like keyboard switches, right?
Yeah.
So you could switch them out for other things if you wanted. The strum bar is a Hall sensor now, which is just crazy. Like seeing these controller components in that now, it is amazing. I use that for Clone Hero, and I've been meaning to make a video about that. It's just kind of a little bit hard to talk about Clone Hero without like also talking about how do you get the games or the songs, and so like it's like that's a whole rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's like next thing you know, you're going to be doing another a guide video on it, which I'm okay with because I want to know how to get back into that genre. I have a PS2. Do I have to buy a PS2 compatible one and then, or it's compatible with modern PCs now?
I think it is. It does work with those, but I use Clone Hero on PC. Like I've got a little living room one. Beyond, like I could probably do it on the Playnix, which that one's kind of a new entry. I've been using a Windows PC for the most part for Clone Hero, but I think it is on Linux too. And so, it's just a matter of getting the game or the songs, which is the hard part there. And so, but you can always use it with other stuff too. But it's amazing. It's worth it. I got mine cheaper. I think I got 110 because I bought it right when it first came out. But it's really weird to see my living room on screen while we're talking. You know what I mean? Like, I've never seen you guys it's kind of weird.
Beautiful and clean.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, all that natural light. Yeah, and so
natural lighting is awesome. I love natural lighting.
It immediately caught my attention, and I completely forgot the middle of what we were talking about, which I know is Playnix, but which is awesome. But I saw the guitar, and I was like, "Hold on, ADHD detour immediately."
No, it's great. It's got a 2.4 gigahertz dongle too, so you can get some really low latency
don't say dongle. Van's about to get real excited.
We clipped that. Sorry, we're forever 15. You know us. Yeah. So you got the Playnix setup here. You are using this to do some of your streaming. The other option you were trying was that GMK Tech mini PC.
Yeah. So there's like a mini PC. I mean, basically, it really depends on the GPU, the integrated GPU that you can find in any of those. And the problem is that the pricing is like you can't get anything decent that'll give you standard good 1080p gaming for less than like $700 right now. Like it's just crazy. Like these mini PCs used to be $400 or $500. Now it's like you're looking at $700.
Yeah, I'm trying right now. Just today, another thing while I'm treating myself was the fact that I need a new mini PC or any PC to replace this PC I'm on right now. Because as you guys know, if I change tabs and look at something else on it, I only open one other tab right now. I bet I'm frozen, aren't I? But I'm freezing up.
Next time, could you do a funnier face though when you switch the tab?
And then I do this. And who knows what you guys are looking at right now, but it's probably awful. So that's my problem. I can have one tab open at a time on this 32 gigabyte, 1 terabyte Minix PC with a 155H Intel chip, and it can't handle it. So
155H.
That's the spyware.
Yeah, I was looking at Amazon, Best Buy, and AliExpress today. I'm like, what can I buy around the $600 price point? I really don't want to go above
pretty
that.
Well for $600.
You'd think so, but in this economy, in this RAM crisis economy, it's best if I can just buy a bare bones PC and then somehow track down parts I already own in my house for RAM and for hard drives. That's about the best I could come up with, because when I'm looking at like an AI 370 or even AI 365, good luck. The best deal I could find was about $700 for an Ryzen AI 365 with 16 gigabytes of RAM and 500 gigabyte hard drive.
That's not bad though. That's actually not that bad. It's about the ballpark of where it should be.
Do you have a GPU anywhere? Like, do you have a graphics card anywhere, like a desktop one that you could put something in?
In my old broken PC, I actually do have a 3060 Ti.
Oh, that'd be great.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
So just go to there's a company called AO Star, right? And they make eGPUs.
Oh,
so they sell one for like the AG02 is what I recommend. I actually just got the AG03 this week, but it's a USB 4 one. I'm assuming your mini PC's got USB 4. It's got its power supply in it already, and I think it's like $200. So get that. Throw your GPU on it, plug that into your mini PC, because the 155H is fine.
It should be
as far
good.
As the CPU, it's the graphics that is probably holding you back.
Yeah, I want to just have a second browser tab open so I can reference stuff during the show. I used to be able to do that as of forever. So
I would do a clean install Windows.
I think I might do a clean
just
install.
in
Something
case.
feels off.
Just in case.
Something feels off to me here. I went through all of Edge's, power settings, and I'm like, okay, Edge is obviously, if I'm switching tabs, it's just deprioritizing this tab if it's not in focus anymore. But all those settings are turned off. So I don't know what's up. Maybe I will just refresh it, because you're right. The mini PC should be good, and like Russ is saying, let's pair it with a good eGPU. I was looking.
Yeah.
So AO
Why
Star.
spend $1,000 on a PC instead
right.
of $200 on an eGPU enclosure? It's not going to look pretty.
Because I was like,
but
I don't want an extra mini PC sitting here without anything to do.
there you go.
E-waste. I don't want it more. I don't want more waste.
This is the era. This is the era of kind of organ harvesting your old hardware to try to recoup as much as you can. I'm sure RAM is going like kidneys now, just harvesting old parts.
Rad saying, check your DMs, Stubbs. I mean,
Everybody DM Stubbs.
Just those again.
so
That's about the face I would expect.
oh, he sent me a link to a.
Oh
Oh
no!
no!
He's actually looking right this second.
Well, of course, it's for our audience. A Geekom A8 mini PC, $690. You get a 8745H chest, 16 gigabytes of RAM, 1 terabyte. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's right around. But Russ is right. Like I don't want to buy another PC. In fact, I could hook up
3060 Ti would be great.
And if this mini PC fails me ultimately, can't I not just hook up a handheld or or a laptop and just use it for that, and maybe still connect that to an eGPU? So I'll check out the AO Star. Thank you, sir.
Well, Russ just touched on something really important in his last video. Now you can do a wireless eGPU. Game streaming is just a wireless eGPU.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. I'm like,
Russ is like, wait, did I?
What?
Smooth. That was smooth.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other aspect, is that you could then use that mini PC for streaming games too, on your other handhelds and stuff like that as well. And then, you could always plug that eGPU into a handheld. If it's got USB 4, you got like a, like the ROG Ally X and then the Xbox One. They both have USB 4.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're getting schooled here in a good way. I like this. Kind of like how Russ.
Sorry, I'm not
schooled
trying
me
to
at
make you
Street Fighter.
spend money on your birthday. Sorry, dude.
I know. I
He was going to do it anyway. Don't worry about it.
No, I successfully have not yet spent money, because I'm like, what if my birthday was the one day of the year I don't get anything?
Well, people should spend money
ridiculous?
on you for your birthday. So you should save your wallet for the one day, the whole year,
That makes me feel like the belle of the ball.
If that's what you need to be, that's okay. If you want to be the belle of the ball, go for it.
All right, I will.
Name the one time somebody has bought you something for your birthday or Christmas on their own admission that you would have bought for yourself without any prompting. It doesn't happen.
Stubbs is
You
doing
get some
things.
really cute things, but I get a really nice blazer so I can look nice in front of my wife's friends.
We're losing the signal on Stubbs.
Hold on.
We're holding. Almost there.
Here we go. Almost there. No, don't show Russ at CES. No, we're not
He
looking.
wears that shirt everywhere.
Okay,
I do,
so before we get into the depth, even further in the depths of these topics, it was requested by my daughters to unbox. They asked me if they bought me a handheld for my birthday, if I could unbox it on my podcast so they could see. So to my two daughters, this is for you.
This is my arcade.
I've actually never seen this before. This is a Pac-Man keyring arcade, which is, and I explained to them, I got so excited. I'm like, man, we used to have these Tiger Electronics when I was a kid. It just used to be this, 1-bit graphics. These are actually, this just lives on the screen and it just turns things on and off. Their eyes glazed over midway through that explanation. But still, I was like, thank you. This is awesome. They're like, oh, cool. You're going to unbox it? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to unbox it.
20 years from now, that box is actually worth more than a handheld. And
I
you
know.
just destroyed
Just
it.
rips it.
No, I know. I should have gotten the pretty. You're right. I should have gotten the pretty box knife out.
That's all I'm thinking. Yeah.
But then they'll know where the knives
Like the
are.
bottom
I don't know.
actually has like a little flap where you can.
Dang
open
it!
up.
Dang it! I shan't.
We all know Stubbs' feeling about boxes.
We also know how well he handles unboxings.
Well, time is of the essence. So this is okay. This is cool. You know, this reminds me of the McNuggie.
Mhm.
And then my son got me
was
this.
thinking
He made me this bracelet at school, which I was like,
Nice.
oh, thanks, buddy. So this takes 2 AAA batteries. I got those here. And this takes
It's prepared.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
we go. We got
We need to get him an iFixit kit.
I have one of those somewhere.
Where'd you get that from? Walmart?
This
Home Depot. Looks like a Home Depot special.
this is from I think Amazon like
Home
2,
Depot Black Friday
5
special.
years ago. I don't know.
While you're working on that, we've mentioned McDonald's 2 times. Have you guys heard about the McDonald's menu item that you can't order?
No,
Oh,
what is it?
that?
What's
It's
that?
called the MacGuffin.
Oh my,
Michael Benny
Michael Benny,
can't
right?
take you anywhere.
good one.
It's okay. I
Good
once
one.
had a friend who believed the McCheesy was a real sandwich and actually tried to order 4 of them, and they just wondered what was wrong with this guy. So good old college days.
Incredible.
I worked at Burger King for 2 years when I was a teenager, and they would like let you order anything. So people would come in with the craziest orders, like I want a ham sandwich, and we had like ham in the back from like the French chicken sandwich. So we would like make them a ham sandwich and send it to them. You know, it's just crazy.
Really committed to that. Have it your way.
Yeah.
Here we go, guys. You think we'll get a copyright strike from Namco?
I don't know, just from sound effects.
Okay, it's been a while since I've done one of these. Let's see.
Where is
It's so
Pac-Man? Oh,
tricky
he's the-
to
Where's
film
Pac-Man? Do I
film
start?
screens like that.
Oh, I pushed the off button. Okay, then I push start.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
see it now.
Oh, you're so small.
Pac-Man's just a dot.
Is he just a dot?
He's
a
literally
bigger
just a
dot.
Oh, he's
dot.
just a
He's very
dot,
small
okay.
dot.
Oh, and then I go up and
His
I
mouth
click little
opens up
dots.
too.
That's some C64 quality. The mouth only opens in one direction.
Oh, and they're blinking. That means that I can get them.
Man.
And you get the high
I
score.
don't know if you can get them. I think they just blink because there's
Can
no
I
like,
not get them?
power pellets.
I don't see any
or
power
whatever.
pellets.
The best part is that in the
I'll go
ahead.
1970s, this would have been cutting edge.
See, I can eat them. When they're
Oh, you
blinking
can
is
eat
when I
'em.
can get them. I think
How is that possible?
magic. I mean, there's the Odin 3 and all that, but I mean, people are
Yeah.
sleeping on Pac-Man. Walmart.
Wow. What's the
special.
frame rate on this? Gotta
Oh.
be 120.
No, I think this is
Oh.
like 1 to 2 frames a second. This is cool though.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Thank you, girls.
That's something I wouldn't feel bad about actually attaching to my kid's backpack. Whereas, like, I swear I had like, oh, the RG Nano.
They also got me positive pickle.
You are good.
Wait a
like
second. No way.
You relish every moment. Keep working. In a world of plain cucumbers, be a
Your
spicy
kids
pickle.
your kids are geniuses. Your kids are geniuses.
And then they also got me this owl handheld stuffy. And I was like, oh, the worlds have collided here.
Yeah, I was gonna say worlds have collided.
This was incredible. Anyways, that's what.
Man,
and
those are
then
good gifts.
and then Rob the Retro Tech Dad today. I got a in the mail.
I can't believe this.
Rob, you sent me a Mystic Pickle. I don't know what this is.
I
I'm equally going to.
there's
be
a reason why your
terrible.
kids are geniuses. That's hilarious.
Oh my goodness, Rob. Oh my good.
Try asking again. Think harder. Ask again, but with more desire. The mystical bubbles of the brine foresee affirmation.
Oh, it's like an 8-ball. Okay.
Yeah.
Will this be a successful episode after
Parents
I'm?
are doing the pickle dance.
Oh.
Choose your next steps carefully.
Oh. Oh,
I'm getting nervous.
pickle dance.
In case you need any
thank you,
wisdom,
Rob.
consult the pickle.
And then Andrew mailed me also. He mailed me a photograph of myself apparently as digital
That was
artwork.
all he sent you? He just sent you that?
And a Ioneo Evo
Okay.
1 terabyte with Rocknix on it. Thank you, Andrew. But I bought that from him. He also sent me this, which I followed the instructions, and that's why I needed that eye patch, which GoTanks brought from Walgreens today, right before the show. Everyone's mailing me a lot of fun things, and he also got me some ice cream. Okay.
I hope it's pickle flavored.
Enough about me. Let's get on with the show. Russ, I have to ask you, and I've been waiting and dying to ask you about this, so I'm really glad to have you back on, which, by the way, also eye-related, why I think you weren't able to come on last week.
Yeah, I had like a weird eye infection, and so it was like super swollen, like almost swollen shut, and it was crazy.
Wow.
And so I had canceled a bunch of podcast stuff, and then it went away, and so I was able to kind of still have like a weird eye like last week with a couple episodes of podcasts, but yeah, it went away thankfully. So
I thought your eye got injured because you were trying to avoid a huge ship, and maybe you didn't know which way to avoid it. But
I
luckily,
needed to give it a wide berth.
yes. Oh. This is why you're known as one of the all-time great improv comedians. I want to know your thoughts on this setup. So this is a Lenovo Y700 tablet inside of the G9 controller. This is this particular one's the 8 Gen 5, which is ridiculous. But you can also do it with the G3 Gen, with the Gen 3, G3 Gen 3, and also 8 Elite. And have you ever messed with this setup before?
I have not, never even seen it in the wild. It's
What?
awesome, you know, like
What?
it looks really cool. But yeah, I've never seen one of those.
Dude,
I mean, it's about the size of a Legion Go S, right?
Yeah, it's so comfortable, and feels just like a Legion Go S. All the buttons and everything feel very similar. It's so comfortable in the ergonomics. I'm wondering why you have not reviewed it, and you should. I think if you get some spare time, which I know is very minimal, hard to find in your schedule, but if you did, I personally would be giddy. I'd be giving you the widest berth of excitement if I could see your thoughts on the G9 and the
It's only
Y700.
available outside of the US though, right? Like you have to get it
Correct.
imported. Is that how it works?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing that's always turned me off from memes. Like I have a hard time making a video of like, hey, look at this thing I got that you can't get. You know
Well,
what I mean?
no.
Like that's one of those things. I mean, I guess people can get it, but
You can just get it out. So I just got it off eBay. So you can buy it on eBay in the US. The seller sends it from China, and I had to pay tariffs on this, which wasn't as much fun. But it got here pretty quick, and it's awesome. And also, like my other one that I gotten is there's an American version called the Lenovo Tab. They call it. It's the G3 Gen 3. You can just get that on Amazon or on Lenovo.com when they're in stock, and that's a little bit easier to ask.
They changed the name for the global release. So yeah, Lenovo Tab Gen 3 is what it's called. The newest one is apparently getting a global release, but who knows when, and expensive too. So
I hope this becomes more of a common trend, because that whole like shell, which is custom made for a specific tablet. Again, we played around with the telescopics, and they're
Lovely.
Good. They work for the most part, but there is something special about something which is form fitted for a specific device. And when you do, especially with the setup that Stubbs has, that is the most powerful Android device that you can play with right now.
This is
Because
currently-
it's technically the most
is-
powerful handheld. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
technically it
considering
is.
doing the same
Yeah,
thing
it is.
with the 8 Elite with the Y700 2025 edition, because they make that same shell for it. But then Odin 3 came out and the price was reasonable. It's like, well, I don't need to do that anymore.
And game native is ridiculous on this, like because the 8 Elite drivers, like the 8 Elite's great with game native. Well, the Gen 5 just that compatibility seems to have carried over, because things just work here. I'll get rid of my light there, and it just clicking buttons.
what's the size of that screen?
So the screen is, what is it, Rob? 8.9 inches,
8.8.
8.8 inches.
So like the Legion Go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like the Legion Go, but except it's much lighter weight in that sense. And yeah, you just, let's see, start up.
So now you guys are trying to get me to spend money. I see what's happening here.
It's my birthday.
We already did that when we told you have to buy your own eye.
You must buy this. But what I'm getting at, the real message here, actually, though, is the fact that you have a streaming setup now.
True. Yeah.
The one time I demonstrate a game,
Wow, so good.
it's so good. No, don't put me on screen,
That's-
Sony.
that's what you're paying for.
We
It's
need
all
to
that
smoothly.
power.
We need to swag this off. I must swag this off, and then we transition the subject. Streaming on this setup with a big, beautiful screen is very nice. So I was thinking about this today when I was watching your video, and I'm like, I wonder if he's going to pull out a tablet to do like a big screen, streaming setup.
Yeah,
And,
I
so
definitely
you-
thought about it. I didn't have my tablet at the studio when I was filming everything. I was like, oh, it was a missed opportunity. But yeah, totally, absolutely.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, all right, because as we're getting up there in age, bigger screens sometimes mean better. And when we're talking about streaming, like I want to see those pixels. Like if I'm going to push my main rig, which for me is like a desktop PC with a 30 or 5070 Ti or whatever, I want to see all those pixels at work. So I want a big screen, which is why I moved to the tablet from the Odin 3.
Man, that's crazy. Like I'm using the Odin 3 all the time, and I admittedly that screen a little small. Like
It is.
when I'm streaming, at least, but it's a good size. I like the size of it.
But it's comfortable.
and it's like a trade-off. It's like, oh, I'm marveling at how crazy I'm playing like at a small package, but then also like having a bigger one is also like a really fun experience too. So yeah, it's a tough call there.
Yeah, especially when you jump from like the Odin 3 back to like a Portal or to the Mangmi one, Pocket Max. You really do appreciate even 1 inch. I mean, makes a difference.
It makes a
It
difference.
does.
Moving from 5-inch screens to here, the 6-inch screen, huge jump. And then moving from 6-inch to 7-inch, like the Portal 2, another huge jump. Or even the G Cloud is still relevant, kind of. I know its decode times are nowhere near as good as any of these Odins, but
Yeah, I didn't even bring it up in my video. I was like, I'm not even gonna mention this thing.
not even
though
to
I
mention
like
it.
You know?
Because the experience, unfortunately, is not as good these days when we have these other options. But you did talk about the Pocket Max from Mangmi, which with the 865 still does okay.
It holds its own. Yeah, it holds its own. It's actually
Nice.
not that bad.
Nice big screen. But the thing about is something big, like a big tablet like this, you saw it's huge, it's ginormous. So it's not something I recommend taking out or going anywhere with. But if you're going to lounge around the house and just stream from the couch or something, it starts to make a little bit of sense. But if you're going to be on the go, or again, if you don't want a huge thing, I think the Odin 3 is such the perfect size for that. And so, and it also plays all your games, and it's also just awesome. And it's an OLED screen, where this over here, even though it's a nice LTPS LCD, I believe it is, it's still not.
It's a
gonna be
really
OLED.
good display. I mean, Lenovo's displays are really good.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, they've
Lenovo's
always done a great
pricing-
job. Even the original Legion Go was great.
Yep, and they all share the same displays basically.
There's
good IPS can really make a big difference. And I think we heard about the RG 505. Like, it's OLED, but it's bad OLED. So really, we just kind of
Right.
It's just such an
bad
old
OLED.
It's not-
piece of
yeah,
tech in terms of the screen. So
blotchy, patchy, old.
it was the Vita
1000.
screen, which
Yeah.
had issues, and I mean the Vita also came out 14 years ago. So I mean it's just an old display at this point.
So let's take an RG 505. Let's take out the Vita screen, give it 1 less gigabyte of memory, and call it a Vita.
Hey, there we go.
Wait a second.
It had the Vita screen.
Michael Benny might be cooking here.
Are you running Anbernic by any chance?
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you working at Anbernic now?
No,
Can we
but
ask you about the
Camera
RG
showed-
Rotate?
He
No.
just
Oh,
saved that
Rotate?
thing.
No, I don't have all the
Why
engineering.
Why is there no
examples here.
3.5 millimeter headset port
Hey,
on it?
I didn't personally design it. Did I have a hand in 99% of it? Sure. Who didn't, really, when you think about it? So, I don't know. I know nothing. I see nothing. I say nothing.
That Rotate though, man, it is so much bigger than I think people see how big that is. Like it's,
The best is they say it's compact.
I know. Like I'm very worried. It's gonna be like the RG slide all over again, where it's like, man, I love this concept, and somehow it's 30% larger than I want.
That's gonna leave a bulge for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I'm excited.
Happens
I definitely want to try it out. So
But I mean,
consider getting one for my
look,
son
you
as a
can
dad.
be on Instagram though on it.
Right. I've always wanted something I can put in my pocket and then use to get on Instagram. That'd be great.
I need to catch up on all the reels that Zoo sends me.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I've bought a lot of dongles over the past. I'm not supposed to say that word, but I bought a lot of those things in the past couple of weeks getting ready for this video. I'm like, all right, let me get a bunch of cheap ones and more expensive ones and see which ones are going to be the best when this thing arrives.
And they're going to include one, as far as I understand, too.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
Well, they
have
must.
to. I mean, they have
must.
to.
They
of
included
course.
it with the Nano.
I mean, and they're also, right there, they're marketing it as a DAP. So, I mean, yeah.
Right.
Russ, what do you think about DAPs? Do you use DAPs or any like MP3 players, or just your phone?
I just use my phone. I don't actually own any dedicated music devices. I've got my old iPods and stuff, but I don't have anything dedicated. So that's kind of like the allure for me with this one. I mean, I've done that before with like the what is that Pixel, the GKD Pixel? Like I used that for a little bit, but I didn't really like the app that they were using for the MP3 player. So I am interested in this. I've seen all those like iPod like clones, and I'm like almost bought one, but I'm like, this is gonna kind of scratch both of them for me. So we'll see.
I'm excited. Personally, to see you review like the DAP side of a device like this, because again, they're showing it as the main selling point alongside it being a watch, and it also plays games. So we'll see. And Anbernic has been making some interesting moves this year so far. Do you feel like this will be a success for them, or do you feel? We'll see.
I don't know. Like the thing about this one is that like if I look at a handheld, many times I can be like, this is going to be garbage, right? So like when I looked at the RG Vita, I was like, okay, I don't have a lot of faith in this thing, but with something that's a new form factor like this, it's like I kind of don't know. Like I might love it, I might hate it, which gets me a little excited where I'm like, okay, cool, this is going to test me, as a reviewer. And so I like that concept as well, because it forces me to think outside the box and try to adapt to this form factor. So I don't know. I don't know, like just right off the top of my head, if this is going to be good or not, but I'm excited to see whether or not it is.
And honestly the most interesting thing they've released in the past 5 months or so. So I mean, yeah.
They haven't released much in the past 5 months. What I'll say about what I like about it is
the awful controllers. We got the Vita Pro. We got something else in between that too. Yep, the RGDS, which has had a little bit of a redemption arc, but
but that's
been a lot of not
because of them.
No, it's not because of them for sure. Yeah,
right.
What I like about that in terms of for my kids though is that it looks like it's just broken enough that my kids aren't going to be able to play Roblox on it. So I can kind of hand it to them as a DAP and be like, good luck with Minecraft. Like you're getting music and maybe you can try to sneak some YouTube on this, but really they're not going to be able to play the games that they actually want to play on it.
I do think that price is going to be critical for this, as it always is. I'm curious to see what they price this at.
They're going to cut some corner somewhere too. They're going to cut out the RAM, or they're going to do something where it's just like they think they're getting one over on us, right? But every time it's like, do you think
catch it every time?
Like every time. Yeah.
They don't. I don't know why they haven't realized that this community.
They're selling it as a bare bones kit. You actually have to install your own RAM this time.
Right.
We're the most attention to detail, like oriented niche.
It's amazing. It's truly amazing. Yeah.
They all the brands, from time to time try to pull one over. We figure it out every time, and not us specifically, but our the community.
Sure.
Yeah. Yes, the devs or again like the fans and people who even people who like might be loyalists to the brand. They're I even see them come out of the woodwork like, this is crap. They've done this like with AYN and the whole RAM fiasco, and then we're charging more, but we're also degrading the storage speed. And
the interesting thing about that, though, when I was thinking about this,
at least they announced it. Yeah,
I will say that Pico 8 will be pretty cool on that. That's actually a pretty cool use case, I think.
No, that's a good point.
I mean, as it was slimmer as a pocket Pico 8 device, but
yes, it does look, even though they say it's compact, it does look a little on the chunkier side, at least bigger than I would like to see it.
Here's my
I think we'll just see how it goes. I'm worried about Android if they give it enough RAM to be able to not feel sluggish. That's the thing I'm worried about.
There you go, Rad. I shill for Anbernic, and I'm just like, no.
If they stole the watch face from the high-end brand Cartier, then they better pull the Amber Gucci thing and just put it in like a red Cartier bag.
Yes,
Or like
please
red
let the
tape.
official case be like that.
And they
Oh,
better
yes.
ship it with Cardi B songs.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's just it's tough times for everyone, but I think the cracks are showing when it comes to these Anbernic releases sometimes, where they're just trying to make sure they make money while still, I don't know, their marketing never really syncs up to what they present, which is just kind of a shame. It's always
And they
been a
have
shame.
to keep releasing product because their whole business model is built around that. So that's why you're starting to see these kind of weird experiments or questionable releases because they have nothing. They have no choice. They have to.
Yeah, honestly, I think that I know they're done with the H700 chip, but man, I kind of want an H700 RG Rotate. I think that would have been fun. Like,
That's funny. That's what I said
Yeah.
on the podcast last time. Yeah.
nice. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the touchscreen implementation probably isn't going to be as good as on Android, you know, so that is a factor. But I don't know. Like, I would just love to say, hey, MooOS, hey, Newly, see what you can do with this. You know what I mean? And just see what kind of fun stuff they can come up with it. If it had the H700 chipset, it wouldn't be that much work for them. And so that's kind of the big thing for me is that I don't know why they got away from the H700 when they were doing so well with that. Just coming up with fun form factors for everyone to try out.
Yeah, and I also like if they're not going to do it, I wonder if these hackers who took over their YouTube account today
Okay,
are going to
chat.
be.
Chat. We won't tell anyone. Just let us know if you were involved in this. in
If you
chat,
were one of
okay?
these, like, while you have control of their account, because today I guess they were hacked and they put out this statement
I
here
love this note.
saying just a few hours ago, our official YouTube linked Google account has been compromised. The Google account associated with our official YouTube account was compromised. If you receive any YouTube direct messages, links, or payment requests claiming to represent Anbernic, please do not trust them under any circumstance. Thank you for your reminders and support. Email them here. If anyone working at Google may be able to offer assistance, please contact us by email. We would be deeply grateful. That sucks, man. But I guess if the hackers are there, like, use the time wisely and maybe design the next handheld. Like leave a teaser for something that you want to see. Maybe they'll
Right.
take that.
Does anybody here in this room have a YouTube community manager? Anyone? Anyone?
I did send him an email
Not
about
a
this,
YouTube
but I didn't hear
commander.
back. Community manager.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I
You-
did send him an
you-
email about this. But I
Oh,
didn't
you're
hear back. So.
Ah, man.
You're too nice.
You're a good guy.
Yeah.
You're,
Hey,
you're a good guy.
Look, to be fair, Anbernic didn't do anything wrong. They probably thought that someone offered to buy their channel and got real excited and clicked
They
on a link
pushed a
they shouldn't have.
We've all
Yeah.
been there. We've all pushed stupid
Yeah, I've been
buttons.
hacked. You know, I got hacked in 2021, I think, and yeah, I lost my channel for like 8 hours, and they like privated all my videos, and then they played like some sort of crypto stuff streaming, and I was at work, so I couldn't. I don't even have access to the internet at work back
Man,
then.
I
So
remember
was
that
like,
as just a
didn't even know what was
viewer of your channel. That's
yeah,
wild. Wow.
What bugs
yeah,
me
they
about
hooked me up. So
what bugs me about these hackings is that it's always so low effort once they get a hold of your stuff. It's like so predictable. They want money. They want to show crypto scams all day long. Why not? I don't do something creative.
Who falls for it though? Like
memes?
all of a sudden, hey, what? Russ is streaming about crypto. Yeah, sure. Let me buy it.
yeah, exactly.
Like, oh yeah. I'm definitely getting that Russ coin. I mean, we can NFT you, and like they could have done so much.
Right.
Some
If
missed
I
opportunities.
hacked into
Lazy.
Anbernic, the first thing I would do is I get that country western song and I put it in all my videos. You know, like, it's so wonderful. Maybe write a cover song for it, you know, and then just upload that. That's what I do.
I want to know the story behind that too. Why that? So,
They probably they went on their like, you know, their version of Billy Billy or Google or whatever, and they're like, American song.
It's every time I hear it, like there's some Americana, some nostalgic part of my lineage that just awakens in me, lineage OS, and it just is like I must buy this handheld. It's a
Right.
patriotic decision to get this
Yeah.
Rotate, but
Can you
Convince
imagine
them.
if we were a Western audience and then we like I say I'm like my channel, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna upload a video to China. And then I
Oh.
use like some generic Chinese music. How racist would that be, right?
right,
It's just hilarious. I love it. So it's funny.
One thing with the name Anbernic too is like they're trying to do like an amalgamation of like two American names. Like, who do we sell for? We're trying to get boys and girls. So we're gonna sell for Amber and Nick. You know,
Right.
You just come up with a concatenation. Like my new company name is called Sally Jack.
I mean, it's
Well,
better
like,
than
no.
Pow Kitty.
or Kin Hank,
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
Ken and Hank.
or Mini Lung. That one's a weird one.
I do have a question for you guys
Mini
about
long.
Anbernic, which I've been pondering for a while. We're on the topic. What if Anbernic just didn't do an 8th generation of handhelds?
Stop. Let's see what the pickle says about that.
Good point.
It is clear to the Mystic Pickle that the answer is beyond comprehension.
It is beyond comprehension.
Beyond comprehension. You heard it
Told
here
you.
first.
Sage advice.
So if
Yeah,
the
I wonder what they'll put in that
557
8th
has the MediaTek 83, right? You can only go a little bit higher on. They're gonna have to
hate
be on
that chip
MediaTek
with a
platform
passion.
now, unless they switch to Snapdragon, which they're just not doing. They're allergic to. Like,
Yeah.
is anybody going to buy a 558 if this has a MediaTek 9300 over an 8300? Like, it feels like wasted effort.
Yeah,
The
I
problem.
think
Go ahead, Russ.
I was just going to say that I've seen chatter like sent to me where it's like they kind of regret not going in with Qualcomm and Snapdragon. And so I don't know. I feel like maybe they're taking their time to maybe create those business relationships and maybe go that route. It's
Yeah.
crazy that, you know, a small, tiny company like Mangmi, like, yeah, here's a Snapdragon chip, you know, why can't Anbernic do that? So I don't know. It's contracts or whatever's going on.
Got to respect the contracts, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, plus the platform, you got to imagine they have their own OS. You don't get to just change, like Android isn't Android. You don't get to just change chipsets overnight.
Right.
It actually takes software development to get onto.
Right.
the
There's a
platform.
lot going on.
Higher gamma, he'll just do it. He'll just fix it for you.
All
I
right.
think
Well,
the biggest
guys,
problem for Anbernic though is that chasing that high end with Dimensity, you know, people want high end handhelds because they want to be able to play PC games, they want to be able to do Switch and PS3 and all the new stuff that's coming out, and you need that driver support. So even though the raw power is there with Dimensity, you will never run those games as well as a Snapdragon chip. So they're kind of, there's almost no point for them to release a high end handheld with a Dimensity chip. They're just wasting their time basically.
right.
Yeah.
Might as well switch over. Rad, thanks for your super chat. It's going to be as big as a Flip 7 in a case. I mean, yeah, it's probably bigger than we think. Remember when the RG slide came around, we thought, okay, that could be cool. Maybe it's smaller than we think. Maybe it is going to be, you know, kind of cute. And it's like this huge, weighty, like, why? I don't understand. I do not understand.
I will say I recently bought a 3D printed case. I think I got it on AliExpress, and it snaps onto the RG slide, and it's like perfect form fitting. It is awesome. Like it was like $10 or whatever, and it is so good. Like I'm like, oh, this thing now feels great. Like it balances everything. It's still a huge handheld, you know. But
Right.
that screen is amazing, and yeah,
It
I like
is.
it a lot more now. I need to show that off in a video at some point.
Where did you get it?
I just Googled it on Amazon, on AliExpress. I just said RG slide case or shell or grip, and it just
Grip?
came up. And yeah, I'd seen someone else posting it on maybe Reddit or something, and I was really impressed with it. I didn't even look at Etsy. I probably could have found something on Etsy.
JC
but-
Studios makes an
Yeah.
RG slide grip, which a few community members were testing that grip, and they were saying that it was uncomfortable for them. But I've had that grip on my RG slide, and it really does help. It's true. Like it definitely balances out the weight, and
Yeah.
it makes it much better for me, and for Russ.
Mhm.
Maybe the YouTubers are right.
Yeah, so I think I got that one on the left. Yeah, let me see. I can't see the back of it. It really depends on the back, but
Oh, that's
it
a
was
pretty
not
nice
that
one.
price. It
Is it-
was definitely it was like $10.
It's 3D
Yeah, that's
printed
the
though,
one.
right?
Yeah, 3D printed. Yeah, it was good. It was good. It's a really good feel. I got a white one for my white RG slide.
Well, now you're making me want to try this other option just to see. This one's a little different.
And this is how we get Stubbs to spend money.
No. I'm waiting for midnight, at least. Okay.
Well,
I'm
almost
stubborn.
there.
I'm a stubborn pixel.
Don't let them go to bestbuy.com. Then the credit card will be maxed.
Right? Yeah, I know. I had to avoid Best Buy today. You have to avoid Amazon, AliExpress.
Did they send you like a birthday coupon?
No, but my like, what do you call it? The bonus seeding money, they call it, for the AliExpress sponsorship stuff, for the YouTube sponsorship, like picking up my handhelds for May to unbox. The money came in today for that, and so I was excited to like go pick out a few handhelds for you all to show that off. So I was like, all right, I'm kind of shopping on my birthday. This is fun. And I went through the options, and I spent like 2 hours on it debating. I finally was like, maybe I'll just get a mini PC. You know, that's why I was looking at that in the end. I was like, that's not fun for the audience, though, anyways. anyways, I had some selections, and then AliExpress was like, "Sorry, our site's down for maintenance today. You can't do that." And I'm like, "It's fate. I'm not spending money today. It's fate. I'm
They
gonna go get a
saved you.
haircut,
They saved you.
huh?
Oh,
Food,
there you go.
Dessert,
We got
freebies.
birthday freebies.
No, it's so awkward though. Then you have to be like, "Hey,
It's my birthday. You
I'm
bring
special.
something out
I'm
for me.
41. I'm a 41, but I'm the special boy today. Can you honor that for me?" Like,
Man, looking at this list makes me sad
Love it.
because a lot of these places aren't in Hawaii. You know, I just saw Del Taco and
Ugh.
somewhere else, and I'm like, oh man, we can't even get that, unfortunately. But it's all good.
I'd say that's fortunate.
you know what? You got it. If we're gonna do this, we really need to just milk it. Like change our birthday.
You're going to end up in the hospital
on the
after going
driver's
through this
license.
entire list.
Right,
I know.
right.
All the gas you're gonna spend like driving to all those places, you know.
Like, yeah. I'll
All
make
the
it.
sugar and
I'm not gonna fit through the front door of the hospital. It's gonna be a problem. They're gonna have to helicopter me in.
Yeah.
Made it
Mm.
another year, but not to the next one. Not enough for that run.
Speaking of awkward transitions, back to streaming. Green Protagonist, thank you for your super chat. Buying a 5070 pre-made PC and a cheap Android handheld, and streaming full quality games with full battery life for less money than an Apex
Very
handheld.
fair. That's very fair. Yeah.
Amazing. And
Yeah.
Green Protagonist, I just want to again say this. You did a game night with the Handhelds United crew because you have a whole crazy cloud gaming setup like Duo, but we can all join and play. I hear it's very easy. And you were talking about doing that for RH. So yeah, let's talk about that. And we can, that's all streaming, right? That's all crazy.
He made his own cloud. He made his own
Made
cloud.
his own
And
cloud.
Does it
Amazing.
Does it shock anybody that Jedi has a friend that can get you where you want to go in 12 parsecs?
It's true.
Positive Pickle has
He's
something
got the
to say about
hookups.
that.
If you were a pickle, you'd be delicious.
And Green Protagonist also says, "Thank you, super chat." Michael has Michael Keaton, Bruce Wayne eyebrows.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Can we do a zoom in?
What's not to say he might be Batman?
Can we do a zoom in? Enhance.
Oh, he'd be a good Batman.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
Well, they said dress for the job that you want, so I went to work as Batman.
Wait,
Got the chiseled
Who can
chin
do-
too, the jawline.
who can do the eye raise the most? I learned mine from The Rock watching WWE.
No,
I cannot.
I'm
no.
trying
do it.
right now.
I practiced
I
so much in
can't
high.
at
I
all.
practiced so much in high
can't do
school.
one.
Not like
Until
the
I
way
can
you
get
do
it.
it, Stubbs. Now with the one sided,
Well,
Yeah,
could
do
you
that.
imagine if I did this and then
it got stuck
it got
permanently.
Oh, and then
it got like I changed tabs or something,
Yeah.
and then like it just gets stuck, and then you guys are just stuck with that for the rest of the episode. Incredible.
That's going to be the
Okay.
next t-shirt. You know that, right?
Yes. Thank you. So Russ recommended a little game that we might play tonight.
oh, I forgot about this. Yeah.
I wonder if you gentlemen might be game for this. So we're trying to figure out the worst retro console, that we grew up with, or any of the consoles. And that basically is, okay, let me look here what the rules were. So we each pick one major retro console or handheld. We say maybe 8-bit era through today, that we would have to eliminate from existence. So we're going to get down to the worst. What was the worst retro system? So if we're eliminating, okay,
So we're starting from 8-bit era though, like from like the 80s.
okay,
You do Gen 1.
From NES
You
or
gotta
so.
go ColecoVision and television. You got to go pre-NES days.
so
Yeah, I don't think we have enough. Like, I don't personally have enough background to be able to
Same,
be like,
I
oh
don't
yeah,
either.
ColecoVision versus Intellivision. Like, I don't have enough
wasn't
for that.
alive.
They were the worst.
I'm gonna go for it. You know what?
They were the worst.
The audience, you guys, for systems we're not as familiar with, will probably, if we step on your preciouses, we're very sorry. Mostly, some of us, but
Poor
It-
Sony.
but it would be fun, I think, to go through this a little bit. So
Yeah.
how do we do
Let me,
this then?
Do you want to
hold
do
on,
it
let me
like
give you one more
era.
just to emphasize here.
That's what I was gonna say.
Major systems. So you can't say this interactive CDI or whatever, the Philips
Okay.
CDI.
Which
You
someone in
can't
chat
say
already
that
said.
one.
Dang it, CDI.
You can't.
You've never
Yeah,
played
you
Mario
can't say,
Hotel?
the
Have you
3DO
never?
or whatever.
Mario Hotel was
Plumber's
mainstream.
worst.
Right.
Plumber's
just gonna
Worth
say-
Eyes is a classic.
I was just gonna say the Ouya for everything. What's the worst console? Ouya.
Oh yeah.
It's a
Hey,
good one.
Ouya's,
Okay, we'll skip.
Ouya's
Okay,
kind
we'll
of
skip.
cool. All
Let's
right.
go. Let's go major. Let's go. You know, what do we see on I don't know, on these handhelds? Like, what are the main systems they include? That's what we should do. So, okay, let's bring that list back up.
Are we starting with third gen console, starting with like the,
Yeah,
the
so,
NES
like-
era?
This is perfect. This might be too in
So-
depth.
Yeah, you just got to look down at
We zoom in.
85, 86. So you look at NES, you look at Master System, you know, and that era
Oh, there
and
we go.
beyond.
Okay, let's start there.
Yeah, so we can do 8-bit generation then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
So
starting in 8-bit and
NES,
then going all
Master-
the way up to like, I don't know, GameCube, PS2
Yeah.
era. That was
All
just
right.
what the idea I had, is if we had to pick one of those from
Mhm.
any of those generations, like which one would we specifically eliminate? Like it's a kind of a personal choice, you know, like which one could you live without?
Atari 7800. I mean, it was of the NES era, but
It
I
was,
recognize
yeah.
that it was useless.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that was already coming out. You know what I mean? Like even for me, Master System is like a low, like
Same.
it's like a
Same.
cheap hit. You know, it's like of course that one didn't do so well. It's got some good games to it, you know, but
the PC Engine is another one that was that same time as well.
That first PC
Right.
engine.
right,
Mhm.
yeah,
You know what's funny?
I did own that, and I thought it was going to be better than the Sega Genesis, and I was wrong.
I was going to say if it
I'm
were
glad
up
you
against
finally admitted it.
PC Engine versus Master System, I'd still drop the Master System. You know,
yeah. Oh yeah, I like the PC Engine,
But it was the
Yeah,
Master
same.
System. It's right in the name.
it
You're
really
upsetting all
wasn't
your-
though
all
because
our
it didn't
European-
do very
All the
well.
European viewers are mad at
We're
you.
we're losing subscribers by the second right now.
yeah. So let me tell you what I chose, and we can kind of
Okay.
start that conversation. So I only was looking, you know, specifically across all of the eras, and I was like, which was the one where it's like I could just live without it? And I knew this was going to make people mad, but I was like, this is like what I got to talk about, and I got to say,
That's
it's
the point.
Nintendo. Yeah,
That's
it's the
the
Nintendo
point, yeah.
64. I was like, you know what?
Ooh.
We can do without the Nintendo 64. Like of all of them, like that was the one where I was like, I can live without this one.
What?
I know it's fighting words, but this is a guy like, and what prompted me thinking about it was the video I just made last week where I was showing my living room and my consoles and all that stuff. And I've got that analog 3D sitting right there. And I'm just like, you know, this thing is the worst. It's like the games are fine, you know what I mean? But it's like, it doesn't
Really?
have any sort of nostalgia for
So
me. I don't know what it is,
Amazing,
but-
incredible.
The crazy thing about N64 is that today I would 100% agree with Russ. I'm like, out of the Saturn, the N64, PlayStation, I
Yeah.
could probably do without N64. It's not that interesting. But back
Yeah.
in the day, 4-player multiplayer, Mario Kart, the wrestling games, like all that stuff. I mean, it was my go-to console when I was younger. So I'm kind of torn.
Right.
I'm very ambivalent about it, but I kind of have to agree. I think N64 is a little bit overrated today, just a little bit. You know?
You know, when I think about that era, I think about the time when gaming kind of crossed over into something really, really good. And so PC gaming during the Super Nintendo era was like you're playing Commander Keen, you know, like the original 2D2 Duke Nukem, things that felt like less than a console. But by 95, when you were getting real Tomb Raider, like when you were getting Legacy of Kain, things like that, it felt like PC gaming had kind of overtaken what consoles could do. And so that's why for me, the N64 was a little bit less special, because by that point I had already moved on to PC games because the games were just graphically more impressive and better.
Yeah.
Listen.
I mean, for me, it was more about like, because I wasn't playing many video games during this period. And so that was the one, many of the consoles I just kind of overlooked. I played some PS1, mostly later on when I bought it later. But then, you know, like I never had my hands on the Saturn or a Dreamcast or Nintendo 64, any of that stuff. And so I learned more about them in 2020 when I started doing a lot of emulation. And it's the one console where it just didn't grab me in the way that the other ones did, where I really enjoyed exploring the other catalogs, but Nintendo 64, often it felt more like a precursor. I'm like, oh, this game is fun. This Mario Kart 64 is pretty fun, but I would rather play the GameCube one. You know, like it was all like kind of a precursor. You could see where it was going, but there were hardly any classics for me, at least, where I was like, this is superior to everything else. I think people in chat are saying, you know, Ocarina of Time, yeah, valid, like so super of a game, you know, but I don't know. Nowadays, I generally will play the 3DS one more, and that's how it is.
2 words.
Can I step in?
Perfect
Oh.
Dark.
That's not the N64 version, though.
I have it on here though on this flash
That
card
game made me
that I bought
vomit all
legally.
over the screen because the frame rate was so bad.
You know, only
Oh,
when
love
you
that.
played co-op, only when you played co-op or multiplayer did the frame rates get awful. If you had the expansion pack, which I do, yeah, you got extra 4 megabytes of RAM in this bad boy. Man, you could get 22 frames per second in Perfect Dark.
See, and no one had any issues with that back in the day.
That's all I'm saying. Even the Game Boy
Yeah.
Color one's not bad.
Well,
So this is
I
what
just
kind of
wanna-
started everything for me. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just going to jump in and say
Produced for
that,
Sony.
Yeah, because I was going to say this is also the showcasing the missed opportunities that Nintendo had. Because remember, they were going to work with Sony, and it was going
Right.
to come out with the Sony PlayStation. But
Yeah.
Nintendo turned it down, went with the 64, and yeah, I agree with Russ. I mean, it's such a bust compared to the Sony PlayStation.
I mean, they did have to
Yeah.
turn around and try to do something after that. And I mean, they brought 3D Mario though, but I understand the point. And actually, I was never huge into N64 until GoldenEye came out. And then my family was all about it. We did GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, or the original Smash Brothers, and we actually never had Mario 64 for our N64.
So Mario 64, man, I put a lot of time into that game.
That
I
is a
know like
classic.
every little
Yeah.
secret, everything you can do. That's why I said I'm very ambivalent because
All right.
Yeah.
12-year-old,
That's-
13-year-old Rob
Right.
adored the N64, but today
Right.
I don't go back
Yeah.
and revisit it much because I just don't think it's that interesting anymore. But
It's
that's unfair to say because I got to experience it. So maybe someone
the-
new to the hobby and seeing the N64 would be very intrigued by it. So it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, it's a very personal choice.
I think it's the nostalgia for me, where today, if I emulate on a handheld, it's not the first system I go towards ever,
Definitely not.
ever. Now, of course,
Yeah.
as handhelds were starting to play in 64 pretty decently around 2020, 2021, we were exploring that catalog more because that was very relevant at the time. These days, when we're talking about more, a GameCube, PS2, Switch, I don't touch upon N64 as much. And I can't say that I miss it that much. I have fond memories of the multiplayer aspect of playing, 3-4 player with the family, with my friends. But these days, yeah, it's probably not one I would go to very often. So I respect the opinion, but my nostalgia is holding me back from fully committing.
I think you hit
Yeah,
the nail
so-
on the head, though. What they nailed was couch co-op. That was like what your experiences were
Right.
with GoldenEye wasn't just GoldenEye. If that was a single
Right.
player game, it would be less special. It was the fact that they nailed couch co-op in a way that
They
other
did.
systems at the time just couldn't do. But you go back
Yeah.
and emulate it now. Look, I love my retro handhelds, but it's a solitary experience. Right?
It
You
is.
can't really get that stuff in the multiplayer setting, which is where your memories actually were.
Well, you
especially
remember
for things like N64.
Michael, you remember the promise back then for the Retroid Pocket 2 was like, oh my God, we can do multiplayer now. We can do net play. That was like a big thing that was
Dreamcast,
advertised
baby.
at the
Dreamcast.
time.
Somebody should
But-
set up a Discord channel where you can just exchange netplay addresses.
Right, and that's how, of course, RH started, is to be a multiplayer place on Discord to hook up to our subreddit. But it didn't happen because we realized very quickly that this is an awful experience. Like, it's desynced. Like, I don't even think back then that you could even do N64 at all, by the way. I think it was very early days. Like, you could do SNES was kind of the best we could do. I think now you can do it okay, and there's solutions and all that, but still it's very solitary, and it's not the same as playing in the same room. It's just
Yeah.
not. You lose something there.
He's right here.
Yeah,
in
so
chat.
at the-
Once
in the end of the
again,
day,
Green Protagonist, his setup, especially for retro
Yeah.
emulation, is amazing because you don't have to do anything. If he sets everything up in advance, you're getting that co-op experience. The lightest of clients connect to Parsec, and the emulators are already ready to go. There's no configuration or trying to connect to each other as machines. Sorry, Russ, I
Yeah.
cut you off.
Oh no, all good. I just really this was kind of the thoughts that I had as I was going through. I'm like, okay, now I wanted to hear like what you guys would come up with. You know what I mean? Like it's a tough choice to be able to say, oh no, Nintendo 64 has got to go, right? But that was kind of where I was gravitating towards. And Green Patag has a good comment where it says, if you give up a console, you also have to give up the franchises and trends that they started. And
Mhm.
I can see that, but I'm thinking more like a Thanos snap. Like it's already been here. We've already got all the great things from it, but we're actually just blipping it out of existence today. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I get what you're saying with that. But yeah, that's for me is like Nintendo 64 was the one where I was like,
Yep.
I guess this would be the one I would choose. So
I mean, realistically, I'm not going back to Mario Kart 64. I'd rather play all the follow-ups that came, after that.
Sure.
Smash Brothers,
Yeah.
I feel like all the versions that came after it are better. I think every game that started out on N64 had better versions later on, or sequels that were better, that built on the concepts in a better way.
So, in Russ, are we eliminating just one system per generation? Is that what we're doing? Are we going around?
No.
and
I
each
didn't even think
picking-
per generation. I thought each person would just pick which one they would eliminate overall.
Oh.
From all of them. Yeah.
from all
starting at
from all
the
of
window
it.
is
Okay.
basically 8-bit era
Oh,
to
so-
like
okay.
I don't know if you wanna do it today or something.
Okay, well, I
that's
thought we were
very
gonna be-
different.
I thought we were strapping
Yeah.
in for 2 hours of this. I was like, okay. I was like,
no.
let's
It's just
go.
more like, okay, what is the one you would have to pull out of the mix? You know what I mean? And for me, it was Nintendo 64.
That makes
Yeah.
it way more sense, and super interesting conversation. Like I'm feeling emotional about this. It's weird. It's very weird. I'm like, you know what? But I could probably live without N64. And I'm not a huge Ocarina of Time person, or I don't know, or I'm not even huge on Smash Brothers. Even
I'm
though I
terrible
played it
at
as a
Smash
kid.
Brothers. Definitely Mario Kart for me.
Yeah.
Well, now I feel like my
I
take
would
has to
I would
go a lot
definitely miss
hotter.
like Cruising USA.
There's an ant crawling on my desk. I wonder where my uncle.
You already,
is.
but you had Cruising USA in the arcade though. It's an arcade
That's true.
experience.
It is
Yeah,
an
yeah.
arcade experience. All right, let me
Mhm.
pick one. Let me get spicy with you then. Sony, can we pull that back up? Can we pull the infograph? All right. Okay. So we're skipping the obscure ones, that low hanging fruit. Like that's we're getting rid of that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna upset Rob a lot with this one, probably. But I'm okay without the
Let's do it.
Sega Saturn.
You son of
Ooh.
a.
It was, for the longest time, it was a pain to emulate. I never had one as a kid, but when I played it at a friend's house, I did think it was awesome. But come on, 3D was done better on the PlayStation. And 2D, okay, I'll give it to you. 2D was really good on the Saturn. But honestly, the 2D games worth playing, in my opinion, you could still play those on the PlayStation. So I mean, for that era, I'm okay. I'm okay ditching the Saturn.
Interesting. For me, I think there's so many games that are just stuck on the Saturn that it's like I can't get rid of it. You know what I mean? Sega Rally Championship. and Panzer
Oh,
Dragoon and
yeah,
stuff,
Russ.
you know?
This is I like Russ way more than Stubbs.
but they brought it back with Dreamcast. Dreamcast had those franchises. You could still play those games. Maybe not
Sega
this-
Rally Championship on the Saturn is perfection.
Right. Yeah. Like Sega Rally 2, no thanks. Like
no,
I can play that on
exactly.
Dreamcast. No
100%. Yeah.
thanks. Yeah.
If
Yep.
it's so
Yeah.
great, then why'd they stop selling it so fast?
Well, hey,
Well-
it was very popular in Japan. I
Well,
mean,
yeah.
there were tons of games that we didn't get in the US that are really good.
Yeah.
Netflix
And a
has
lot
a
of
good point.
new translations for them too, you know.
BS, Stubbs. You say that not knowing Japanese.
Yeah, Stubbs, you should brush up on your
Learn Japanese, Stubbs.
Yeah, exactly.
Saturn had piles of 2D bangers, especially RPGs. I've played some of those RPGs. There are some really good ones. I agree with you. And these days, I don't need to learn Japanese because we have awesome translation options. We even have AI translation right on the spot there.
And Anbernic AI too.
And Anbernic AI as well, if we really wanted to. No, and I hear you there. It's the system that I will
I get it.
emulate
No, I
the
get it.
least. I don't. I personally, again, don't have the nostalgia for it, so it's kind of easy for me to pick. So maybe I should pick something that is more of one of my
No,
darlings.
I mean you pick the choice for you. You know what I mean? Like that's the one you can live with.
me.
You know, and so it's all good.
For me.
I just looked it up. So there were over 1,000 games released for the Saturn, but only 388 for the Nintendo 64. So there was a lot more games.
That's the
if you
other
did
thing
that
I'm
one.
thinking of too, is the library is very small in the N64. So
It was
Yeah.
expensive.
Flipping that
to use
out,
those cards.
you have a little bit more of a journey with the Saturn. I feel like you can discover a lot of hidden gems and just titles that you may not have realized existed on there.
I liked. Okay, all my favorite Saturn games are ones that were also released on the PlayStation, though. Alien Trilogy, awesome. This is an obscure game, but it's called 3D Baseball. Awesome baseball game. Really well done, but done better on the PlayStation. Where you talk about unique Saturn games, yeah, there were a couple that caught my eye. Like Panzer Dragoon is awesome. Panzer Dragoon, great game. All three of those games, I played those. Burning Rangers, Guardian. What was it? Guardian
Heroes.
Guardian
Yeah,
Heroes.
Yep.
Yeah. I know. And Sega Rally. I know.
Burning Rangers.
Burning
yes.
Rangers. I played a
love
little bit of
game.
that.
It's a great game.
which actually Burning Rangers is probably one of my favorite examples of unique Saturn games that are done really well. And that one is thanks to Rob. You turned me on to that one. A Virtua Fighter.
I'm proud of that.
I never got into as much as I never got into Virtua Fighter as much as like Tekken or anything. Grandia also on the PlayStation.
Some people argued that the Saturn version's better.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure like the translations
I forget why,
or whatever.
I mean, I don't remember, but I know these are like very heated arguments back in the day. Oh, Radiant Silvergun. Yes.
These are good games, man.
I believe also on the PlayStation. Shining Force 3.
If you liked like strategy games, like RPGs, oh man, the Saturn was definitely your console. Knights is pretty fun.
I'll have to try Last Bronze.
Like this, the Saturn was expensive, and Sega almost felt a little bit hard to trust because the Sega CD was like interesting but expensive, and then the 32X was like the last.
That's what hurt them.
Like it's hard to trust that this is actually going to make it into a mainstream because by that point the PlayStation had already kind of made it into a very big mainstream. So
and then the surprise launch too in the US where they just said, hey, and by the way, you can go buy it right now, and the retailers were caught off guard with that. So it just had problems from the start. I mean, a lot of mismanagement at Sega of America going on with Japan, and it's just, boy, the Sega story is a whole thing. You could talk about that separately.
Hey man, Apple can do a same day release. Maybe they thought they were that big.
Yeah. Okay, I think it's fair. I think Stubbs, I think the Saturn is a good choice.
Yeah,
you know, just in terms of like what you're having to break into, and I get it. None of these are going to be like a pleasant choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're all going to have some sort of negative to them. So
like I always add Saturn ROMs though to my handhelds. Just there's a couple that I do appreciate, and I like to have them, and it is still a tricky one to emulate sometimes. So it's nice to be like, all right, well, how is Saturn? And so that's when I start to explore the library a little bit. And sometimes I will get caught up in a game and sit there and play it for 15, 20 minutes. I'm like, this library had some pretty solid choices, but if I got to pick one, that's the one I pick.
Okay.
Rob,
all right, Rob, Mike, what do you guys got?
I'm going with N64 as well.
Okay.
From that generation, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What are you, Michael Benny? What are you picking?
I got one spicy, but it's also because I'm super biased. Not quite as a kid because I feel like every system had something unique. But I'm gonna go PlayStation 3. I'm gonna say like if you want to go and Genesis versus Super Nintendo, the catalogs were different. Obviously, Aladdin was better on Genesis, right? It was just interesting enough. The catalog between PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 was very, very similar, right? You had your unique PlayStation 3 games, but I just had a better time on the Xbox 360.
You know what's funny about that is that those. Second half PS3, that is hard to top in terms of just the kind of games that were coming out for it, man.
To be fair, most of those you can play on the PS4, you know, like they did re-releases and stuff.
Yes,
but still,
that's true. That is actually true.
You can get a copy.
There's a lot you can't.
I guarantee you. They will make it available again and again.
It's true.
There's so many permutations to this.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's kind of rough. You know, that era. Once you get into that generation, it's very hard. I think who was it that put it up there? That was like, you know, Xbox One is one that you could probably live without. Ziggy's Retro Corner. Yeah. And that one, and that makes sense because yes, it really was just an Xbox 360 that had better graphics, and then it got really overshadowed by the Xbox Series stuff. And then you could always just play those games on there anyway too. And so it's like Xbox One exclusive games for me was just like Halo 5, which I really didn't love that much anyway. And I can't think of anything else really.
Rise, Son of Rome wasn't setting your heart on fire.
No, God, I forgot about that game. Yeah,
Dead Rising.
I used to love shouting at the Connect volley.
Now what about Uncharted though? The Uncharted series. Come on, that was on PS3.
So right,
it's on PS4 as well.
Okay. Yeah. Now, okay.
Well, that's the problem. I mean, that is a good point. I mean,
abilities with PS2,
but also they got
PS1.
A lot of them got re-releases for the PS4.
Right.
The ones that didn't are the ones that like, they maybe are not as good as we thought they were going to be. Like the what are those games called? The Resistance games or the Killzone games. Like those were like pretty cool on the PS3 at the time, but they did not age well.
No, there is that aspect. There's that aspect. And I wasn't super attached to the PS3. I got into it late in its life cycle there, but the ones I did play I really enjoyed. And you can still play them today on your PS5, but oftentimes it's through their PlayStation Now, like remote service. You have to stream it to your console. But they still have PlayStation 3s running somewhere in a warehouse or a data center that can run those games, and I don't know
What about
what
those
they're doing.
PS2s? Are they still running a missile program?
That's the PS. No, that was the PS3s that were running the nuclear
No,
program, right?
PS2 was for
it PS2?
for your father that no longer with us.
Oh no!
This went dark.
It did.
Producer Sony, what's your pick?
He's just appalled that
There we
yeah.
go.
PlayStation
Not
3
the
was
Sony
deleted.
Walkman.
No, what I was just going to say is I just disagree with Michael just on this time because
Please do.
I do
You
like
should.
I do like that era, and I think that Xbox 360 and PS3, I would say these are the perfect retro kind of game systems. I think
Yeah.
for us that we can enjoy, that I can keep going back to. I mean, I can say how many times that I can put the PS3 emulator on so many of my retro console devices. So in some way, I still feel like it's still a valid system to use, day in, day out.
Yeah.
And yet,
Yeah,
none
it's-
of us.
It's hard when you get to the more recent
have-
systems.
I have no problem being wrong, unless it's my wife, and I hate being wrong.
Right, then it's do or die. But I
But I was
can't
gonna
believe.
s-
Well, none of us picked the Wii U. I see chat
I was
calling it out.
actually about
Right.
to throw in and say, what are you guys' thoughts on the Wii and the Wii U? I mean, even
This
going to
is
throw the
just-
Wii, even though it was very successful.
The Wii is too innovative to remove. I think it was too important.
But it
the
was
Wii U-
innovative. But some would argue innovative in a direction that the gaming industry went into and then abandoned very quickly because it was probably not the right direction for most.
Yeah, you're not taking Wii
Fair.
Sports away from me. You
This
can't
is
do
an
that.
episode about
I
game
love that
streaming.
game.
You cannot kill the godfather of game streaming on a game streaming themed episode.
I mean,
Yeah.
there you go. It was one of the first, but but it was kind of Wii U to me in my mind to make this joke. But the Wii U stands for Nintendo Wii useless because there was not much to that library. You got what? You got the Luigi game. You got some like upscaled versions of Zelda, but then like those same games are all on the Switch. You know
All
what
of the
unique
ones were released.
what unique game that's on the Wii U that I would guess would be like a popular one that people want to play is only on the
I think
Wii
it's
U.
only.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
It's
it's
like a
only Wind
handful of
Waker
games.
and Twilight Princess HD. Like those are still stuck on the Wii U.
Yeah. What's
You
the
know,
other one?
I
There's
like
a
the
Paper Mario, which I like. I know a lot of people don't like it. But that's a
Color
fun one.
Splash or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
Original.
Yeah,
There's a
Mario
couple
Maker.
games, but not a lot though.
Original
would
Mario Maker
say
was better. We got
not
the
the-
pen control.
Yeah, I was going to say not the Wii U, but I would probably say the Wii. I just don't really see much people talking about the Wii. I mean, it was just so unique, but
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't go back to it now. Just
I know.
Yeah, it's a
but
pain.
I love me Wii Sports, man. I love that game so much. Like it just sparks joy in me. So
And it's
Yeah.
super tough to emulate these days too if you don't have the original hardware. I mean,
yeah,
power wise, we can
emulate.
emulate it, but I mean, like assigning all those buttons from the Wiimote and the
oh, it's pain.
I
You know.
absolutely dread having to set up Dolphin and then dive
Yeah.
into Wii emulation.
rarely-
It is the worst thing in the world.
I will
I have it
rarely do it.
memorized. I'm like,
Well,
Yeah.
if it's one of the games that uses the Pro controller, you know,
it's a little bit
it's-
easier.
I
It's a
can
little bit easier.
handle that. But if it's a
Mhm.
special game where you have to interact with a Wiimote,
Yeah.
it's pain. Like Wii Sports is not something I'm going to play on my Odin 3.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Sonic Colors where it just plays with the GameCube controller.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Like I love that.
Yes.
You know, Tatsunoko versus Capcom.
Yes.
It's the
Another
reason
one,
why
yeah.
I show those games every time because it's like, oh, I don't have to map anything. This is great.
I have
This is
a
a good
vision in my
topic.
head for a Wii U themed retro handheld. You know, just like the almost like a Pimax portal, like it comes off from the side, and then you can still do gyro.
Mm. Yeah, that'd be fun.
I mean,
Oh.
I definitely would say get rid of the Wii U over the Wii.
Matt
in terms
Davis.
of just what it
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Matt Davis just brought up the N gauge. Where's Shem?
Well, that was the thing though. I think we were saying that it has to be popular,
Major
right?
system. Yeah.
It has to be.
Oh,
You know.
saying N gauge was not popular mainstream. Now, come on,
I mean,
maybe
come on, Crash
I'm
Team
gonna
Racing
really
in like a
hurt
portrait
some people in
aspect
terms
ratio.
of reality here. The Steam Deck has only sold just a little more than the N gauge has.
That's hilarious. Wow.
Look up worldwide numbers for N gauge.
I'm gonna be emulating N gauge on the Steam Deck tonight. My new mission. Okay, if we got to switch over to handhelds, though, I think it'd be fun to also handhelds is what's going to hurt us. Like we can do consoles, but now let's talk the handheld side of the equation. And I'll
Somebody says
start
Game
out.
Gear, I'm going to hurt you. I'm just letting you know.
Dang, you knew exactly what I was going for. But, oh man, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go Game Gear. I'm not a Nintendo shill, but I kind of am because Sega had the Genesis and I loved it, and I love the Dreamcast pretty much. But the Game Gear, those battery, it was cool, color screen, innovative, awesome. The batteries were used up within like an hour. I'd played at my friend's house, and he'd only leave like 10% of the battery left by the time I get there. I play Sonic 2 or whatever, and I get through 1 level, 2 levels, and I'm like, great. Meanwhile, I'll take up my DMG and I can play Metroid 2 all night.
Yeah. It was the apex of its time. You had to use it on the couch with the barrel jack plugged in.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys know this, but Michael Benny sent me his Game Gear. Like I have his childhood Game Gear. Yeah.
Oh,
he sent that to me, and man, I put it in like one video, I think, and I haven't.
The bubble video. That would only make sense with the bubble.
Yeah, the GKD bubble. And it is a cool little handheld. I like to pull it out and be like, man, this is like, it's always the one I coveted, but nowadays it's a little rough. But
I love looking at it just from the size perspective. It's absurd how big the thing is.
Honestly, I think theoretically,
I don't like verticals because I don't have any nostalgia for the Game Boy. It was the Game Gear, and you have to think about the time, like that was a Master System in your hand, whereas the Game Boy, the DMG, was not an NES in your hands. Right. So of the era, it was something special. But as far as deleting it today, I'm not going to play that version of Sonic. It's just not the good one.
Right, but it's the one you could play at the time because you couldn't maybe play your Genesis. Your brother was playing it or something. So now you have it. So I respect the Game Gear. I'm glad that we got the Game Gear and the Nomad. Then you could actually play your Genesis games,
which was actually a pretty cool idea at the time. I mean,
again,
it was
barrel jack on the couch because you can't play it any other way.
Right?
Yeah. And
the same thing with
power adapters for the Sega consoles were the worst too. They were just huge and bulky. They were awful.
So the same thing happened with the Turbo Express, which was the handheld for the TurboGrafx 16, and that one played the same cartridges as the TurboGrafx 16 or the cards, and so that was a really kind of neat little concept, but nobody bought that one. I've only seen it live like once or twice, and it was like at trade shows, and they're asking like $800 for it. It's crazy.
Those are pretty hard to come by nowadays.
Yeah.
People in chat are mentioning the Atari Lynx. I mean, that's fair game too.
Right.
It's
really popular. How popular are we going with here? Because I mean, realistically, things like the Lynx didn't sell well at all. So what's our threshold?
It wasn't on our radar much here in the States, I feel like.
Yeah.
The problem is Game Boy was dominant. I mean, really dominant. There wasn't really much in the way of real threats. I mean, Game Gear challenged a little and things like that, but it was just nothing was taking Game Boy down. That was the reality of it.
So why don't you roll up your sleeves, Rob, and choose one of your darlings to butcher right now?
Oh,
you can say it. The high-pitched word that you want to say.
I got my idea too. Man, so I want to hear.
The problem is I love everything post game, like Game Boy Advance and on. I absolutely adore. I mean, really, man. Are we including Game Gear and things like that in there?
Yeah,
I say Game Gear. I really you lose the game. You lose the Game Gear. You don't lose much of anything, really. I hate to say it,
But you piggybacked N64, and now you're piggybacking Game Gear. Can we not expand the palette? That's all I'm saying.
Why? I got rid of a Nintendo and a Sega. I'm like, what's next to Sony?
I know. I was trying to push you to see if like you'd knock out like the Game Boy Light or one of those
that's
random...
lame. That's lame. That's cheating.
Is that a lame pick? That's an interim. You're right.
Game Watch.
All right.
That's cheating. More ephemeral.
Yeah.
Okay, let me give mine then, because I think it will be controversial. So I'm going to say the Game Boy Color, and that's because like Game Boy Color exclusive games, there are not a lot that I actually play. Most of them have DMG, like Link's Awakening. I can play that on DMG. The other ones, the Age Oracle of whatever, like I don't really play those ones,
Right.
The Pokemon's okay. You got like Pokemon Crystal and stuff, but I don't know. Like I could live without Game Boy Color compared to DMG. Like you can't take the DMG away from me, right? But
And
Game
the
Boy
funny thing
Color,
is you
I
could
could
play
live without.
the color carts on a Game Boy Advance. So,
Right.
Dude,
I
the Game
mean,
Boy Color. I mean, yeah.
but
you
if it's
can-
deleted, then it doesn't count. So the
Right.
carts don't exist.
Then
but still.
so we're saying that then the library doesn't exist. No Star
Yeah.
Ocean Blue Sphere. I'd have my time back this month.
Yeah.
How far are you in
Past
that?
8 years.
I am 12 hours in now.
I feel like
Man.
that was the same.
I have the
pace last
guide.
week.
I'm on the Thor. I know I was 10 hours in before. I have the Thor here. I played it today even. And this is a good use case for the Thor. You got a game up top and you got the guide down below. And these guides are not complete that are available either. So it's like you kind of got to just make the most of it. But it's a fun game. It's a little difficult. It's a little involved. It's a 30-hour RPG for the Game Boy Color. So maybe Russ is right. Maybe we should.
The best part about
That's
the
my
Game Boy
choice.
Color though was its more compact form factor. Like it was
yeah.
just smaller size DMG, but
Not
in terms of
not
library,
ergonomic though. Not ergonomic. That back side you think would be ergonomic. Maybe at the time we thought it was, but use it now. An actual Game Boy Color shell it's weird. It's wobbly. You can't put it down like straight. It's just
It's funny
Come
because
on.
I have more nostalgia for the Game Boy Color than I do the DMG.
oh,
Yeah, this
no.
must be an age thing. You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
definitely
for
an
me,
age
it was-
thing.
Yeah,
100%.
like the
yeah.
DMG was just king when I was a kid. I never even owned one, but man, when a friend came over and he had Metroid 2 or we had Super Mario Land or Super Mario Land 2, like you could play all those on the Game Boy and it was just insane. I never really had like a huge Game Boy Color affinity. I actually owned the Game Boy Color, never owned the DMG, but other than playing like
version
the
of Donkey
Control,
Kong
Harvest
Country
Moon.
on Game Boy Color was awesome too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, still a good system, but man, the DMG catalog for me personally just hits harder for me.
It does hit very hard. I mean, that was your first Pokemon game was on
Right.
was on the original Game Boy. Yeah, we
Yeah.
got it real quick on Game Boy Color, but and Rad saying DS must go. Wow. Wow. Ooh.
So if we want to jump ahead, that's actually mine. Is the,
really? Let's talk
No,
about
no, but I'll tell you why. It's
Okay.
what I actually wanted. Let me change my camera back. What I actually wanted was a more powerful Game Boy Advance. What I actually wanted, like I could have had a Game Boy Advance with a touchscreen, stylus, whatever. I didn't need the second screen. And I think about the games that I go back to, and it's like, did the second screen make it better? In a lot of cases, no. There was that fun version of Sonic Advance, but honestly, it made my head hurt. Kind of going back and forth too. Harry Hatsworth, like that was an
It also
interesting.
made Anbernic's head hurt.
And we-
And
And the same
That was
thing
our
with like
fault.
the Game Boy versus Game Boy Light, like the DSi
The DS
versus
Fat
DS.
is
It's all the same to us right now, I think, right?
yeah,
but you
I-
can't
yeah.
like just go over the rules though. You can't be like, okay, get rid of the fat DS but keep the DS Lite. Like,
yeah,
I think
yeah,
you
yeah,
gotta
yeah. That's why I
eliminate
didn't pick
the whole
Game Boy
thing.
Light because I felt like then
Because we're losing the library here. We're
Yeah,
losing the whole
exactly.
library, which is all
Exactly.
of the DSs. Okay.
And I'm kind of of a different mind with
the
Michael
DS
Benny.
Lite's
Like
so good.
I just love the DS catalog. I love all those games, and
Mhm.
it's fine if maybe we didn't take advantage of the second screen as much, but some of those games are on that platform, and yeah, I love them. Tetris DS, Mario
Mhm.
Kart,
and they'll
Double
never be
Dash,
anywhere
all
else.
that
That's the
DS.
thing.
Yeah, and so I really love that catalog way more than Game Boy Color.
And-
I would hate losing that era of Nintendo, but I would have loved if it was just a more powerful single screen device.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
and here
absolutely.
Solid Dust is saying, DS was technically a portable N64 because we got like Mario 64, we got your Mario Kart and those games, and it can handle that Ocarina of Time, all that stuff.
Yeah,
Or no, we didn't get Ocarina of Time till
Well, Ocarina of Time was
3DS. 3DS, yeah.
3DS,
Those 3DS,
right?
yeah.
If it could do Mario
it's funny
64,
that-
though, it could
Yeah.
have, but they just didn't release it.
Yeah.
We also got Mario 64 on there, which they came with like this weird thumb thing. I don't know if you guys remember that.
You
Don't
got
talk
to play as
about weird something.
you got to play as Yoshi though, which was cool.
Yeah, and Wario and all the
Right.
others. Yeah.
It's funny how we all just completely glossed over Game Boy Advance. Like we won't even think about getting rid of that
Well, of
one.
course
you know what I
not.
mean?
It's
Game
too-
Boy Advance was in like an integral part of my
Right.
childhood.
Yeah,
you know,
it's in
I
my
agree.
blood.
my teenage
Yeah.
years or early
Yeah.
teenage years, I should say. Yeah.
So, producer Sony, what's yours? Do you have a handheld that you think we could do without? And don't say PSP. Don't you do it. Or Vita. Don't you do it.
He will because it killed his poor Walkman.
No.
he's silent
He's thinking.
I just mute myself. I double mute myself. But I was just gonna say the Game Boy Advance. The hardware itself was the one, because personally that's the one I hated, because there was no backlight on that
right.
GBA.
That first
And-
one.
Yeah, the first one. And I remember
Yeah.
hating that, how you just had to it's great playing during in the sun, but yeah, you can't play it at night, and you had to do all these special accessories, and that was the one that had the most kind of coming from a Game Boy to a Game Boy Advance, like, oh, this is so cool, but you could hardly see the screen. I remember playing Castlevania on there, and I just wanted to chuck it.
that's like notorious for being just awful on the original Game Boy. Game Boy Advance.
I think Game Gear was better. You could actually see the screen.
Also, you got to think about time wise too, because what Game Boy Advance came out 2001, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So around that time, I mean, again, most people were accustomed to having some type of backlight or front light on their phones and whatever they were using, and then comes out the Game Boy Advance, which you can't see anything on, and so it's kind of going against the norm of that time as well, and it was painful. It was like, okay, why didn't Nintendo put a light in this thing? Any kind of light, even one that you can turn on and off. I mean, just something,
Yeah, and
So,
that's what
yeah.
they fixed with the SP, right? 'Cause the SP, when that came with the backlights, and suddenly, like, man, this thing's like awesome now. Now I can actually play my games everywhere.
Yeah, and the
First-
micro too. Yeah.
First of all, Green Protagonist, once again, so many super chats. Thank you, sir. You can take Zelda Seasons, Ages, and Tetris DX, Pokemon Gold, Silver, Crystal from my cold, dead fingers. So that's about the Game Boy Color pick.
Yes.
I got to say, Sony, man. So if you're saying this, if you're taking Gen 1 GBA out of the picture, you know that we're removing GBA entirely, right? Like we're killing off the library. Are you ready for that today?
That's why I said
Are you prepared?
I
for
can't
the-
be ready. I can't be ready for that. No. At that point,
all right.
I'm
Just pick
probably,
the Atari Lynx. No one will be upset about that.
You can't
Step
take
away
the
from the
out of
ledge.
Except for like that one guy in AtariAge.com.
Yeah, I mean, you guys brought up some good choices, and I don't know. It's like, what can I pick? Just
It's the whole
I
library.
probably would say the one that I think that I will not miss at all would be the Atari Lynx, because I feel like no matter what, I feel like there's only one game. There's only one game that I play on it. The Asteroids. That's the only game I play on Atari Lynx that I emulate.
Rampage.
California
I like
games.
Rampage.
California games.
But I meant
Yeah.
all these other games you can play the console versions.
True.
It's-
So
which
there's a
are
better
just
version of that game
much
elsewhere.
better.
Game Boy Advance is saved by the fact that it had its own library of excellent games, because it did get a lot of Super Nintendo stuff,
close.
and we could have just gone the easy way out and get rid of it because of that reason alone. But Game Boy Advance had so much original stuff made for it, so it's
Yeah.
hard
I
to
can't
really
get
delete
rid
that.
of that.
Can't do it.
I
You
can't.
can't.
No,
do
no way.
No,
way.
I
Yeah.
can't do it.
You can't do it. It was real touch or go there for a second. I was really scared for what the audience would do to you. But
I'm just talking from my personal experience with just the hardware. I just remember how frustrated I was with just that first gen GBA. It's like,
Well, you
this
get the-
sucks.
you
Coming
get the-
from a Game Boy Color, to GBA.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. If you had a backlit screen for even a moment, and you go back to the non-backlit situation, yeah, no fun. I mean, remember Playdate? Playdate's cute and it's awesome, but I couldn't do it.
That's
in the
why
end.
everyone was sleeping on the N-Gage. It was 2003. N-Gage came out. I was playing
Yes.
PlayStation 1 Tony Hawk on that thing.
Backlight.
And everyone else is playing, the 2D version of Tony Hawk on their Game Boy with no light.
And it's a phone, and you could
And
put
it's a phone. I
you
got to
could
do the
put
whole
it-
side talking thing.
The
too,
taco,
phone. Heck yeah.
Yeah, we can't get rid of the. I'm glad no one chose the Engage. That would have hurt me. That would have really been tough.
I mean, I don't know how popular it was, but sure.
I was scared. I thought the word Sony was about to say was Vita. I thought that was about to come out of his mouth, and I was getting nervous.
He would never.
He wouldn't. He wouldn't
never
do that to us.
call
He's a
out
Sony.
Sony.
He's literally producer Sony.
Okay,
Never,
I picked
never.
Sony Vita.
Oh, you.
Okay, well, can we take him off the stream even though he produces the show? Is that possible?
You want to run it?
Yeah, you could do that. You could do it, Michael. You're
I
good.
can't do that right now. My kids are asleep. I just remembered. I can't make sounds. Saved by the time. Too late
Wow.
at night.
I mean, I get where, like this Sony Vita is like amazing piece of hardware, but the catalog, it's not I don't stay awake thinking at night like, oh, I can't wait to play the next FIDA game. You know what I mean? Like there's
Gravity
some bangers
Rush?
on there. Sure. But yeah, I don't know. Not a console
Uncharted?
seller to me.
Golden
Sounds
Abyss.
like you said Uncharted.
Those are
must
the best PS
unchart.
Vita games, but still, there's Persona
Hey,
4 or 5,
Tearaway.
whatever they had on
Tearaway.
there.
is
Tearaway.
Absolutely
Tearaway was
amazing
good.
experience.
But are
Oh,
those all
man.
like to the point of being like to elevate the console itself? For me, the PS Vita is amazing because I could play my PSP games on it. I could play my PS1 games on it, and then
The
of course
homebrew
the
community was
jailbreaking
pretty
thing.
crazy on it. Still is
Yeah.
crazy on it. Yeah.
You're right.
It's got a bubble.
I did
and
love like
fizz.
the collections, like the God of War one, Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, and stuff. Being able to play those games was pretty amazing. Sly Cooper, but like I don't know. I don't know about that original catalog.
None of us even went near saying PSP, so at least we're good there.
No.
Yeah.
I actually went to the Best Buy launch for the PSP. Man.
Oh, nice. So you really were in that wide berth.
Yeah. Me too. I was there for midnight launch.
We'll
To me, the
circle back
PSP was
around to
the-
that, Stubbs.
the precursor to the handhelds that we have the channel for, which is that can you do
Right.
3D experiences? Can you do larger experiences in a handheld form factor? And that was a question at the time. I don't know if you remember, there was this famous bet between Jay Allard and like a journalist named Ngai Kroll about like, if they sell over 1 million units, you have to shave your head versus like, I'll dress up as you, because they were convinced that 3D on a handheld had to be an immersive experience. It had to be, you're not going to do it on a handheld. It has to be on a TV because it has to be big. And I think the PSP really has something to prove, and it proved it. Like 3D experiences, larger experiences on a handheld are viable.
Also, I gotta say, when the PSP came out, the first few months of the DS were rough. I think we forget how rough it was at first. I mean, Nintendo kind of threw this together quickly because they saw the PSP coming. They knew they needed to do something as a response. And I mean, PSP was unbelievable at the time when it launched. I mean, the fact that you could play a level of quality in terms of console graphics, like almost there on a handheld, it was unbelievable. I mean, really. And then you had things like early DS stuff, and it was like, this is not so good, Nintendo.
You're not sure. Yeah.
Right.
Well, then they iterated. We got the 3DS. That's another one we didn't.
I think when the DS Lite dropped is when Nintendo started to get a feel for it and really started to cook with that platform, and it really started to go somewhere.
I was going to say, I'm
Yeah.
surprised
Yes,
no
it
one
was-
mentioned the Virtual Boy.
Oh, well.
How many units did that thing sell?
Because we're this is about hot takes, like
Yeah, that's an
That's
easy
a bowl.
take. That's an easy
That's a-
take.
that's the
unfortunately.
easiest. That might be the
that's not a
easiest
spicy
take.
take. That's a bowl of like tomato soup. Like there's not peas there.
Is it because it's red like tomato soup?
It's red like tomato soup. Yeah, I mean,
Andrew's really upset right now. He's the only one that owns the accessory for the Switch.
I kind of want to pick that up. There's a part of me that wants to pick that up for the Switch 2 or whatever, but I'm like, I know I'd use that one time and be like, huh. So that's what the Virtual Boy was like, and then never touch
So
it
I
again.
have that.
And imagine it
I've
worse
got
than that.
Right. I've got the absolute 3D handheld, that huge, massive one, and it does 3D.
No.
And I did Virtual Boy on that, and it's like, oh man, it made me sick a little bit, but it was kind of neat. That's the closest I've ever had to it. That was kind of cool.
I'm gonna use my 1X player Apex to play the rest of Star Ocean. I think that would be fun because I got to do a
That would be
stream for
pretty
that.
amazing.
I owe 1X something for that one.
No, that's not the right game for that.
No, it'll
No,
fast forward
I can
really,
do
really
fast forward
good.
really
You do
well.
like 10,000x.
Yes, big screen, Game Boy Color. That's what the use case is. You can split it up. You can do a guide on the right, maybe, and you can get the window on the left for the game. Anyways, we'll talk about that next Thursday. The Apex.
Just get an Apex.
Oh.
The wise people have
Nice.
said, just get an Apex.
Everyone's telling me, all the Canadians and chat, and everyone's like, get an Apex, review the Apex, look at the Apex. I'm like, fine. I paid them $1,600 plus tariffs to review the Apex. Because that's what they do. They can't. It's too expensive to do review units, so they let you buy it at a discount, pretty much.
Wow, interesting. Yeah, I never reviewed that one. I had the GPD Win 5. I just have a hard time once it gets to a certain price point. I'm like, I don't even want to cover it anymore. It's just crazy. So
It seems, I know, and the same reason I didn't do the GPD Win 5, but I don't have chat and everybody being like, you got to get the GPD Win 5. It's quite the opposite. Like the Fox is like, maybe look at the GPD Win 5, but many people are like, nah, just get an Apex, bro. I'm like,
Credit to
why?
Nelly from Handhelds United. It's just get an Apex.
Yeah, and here's Clef in chat, Game Tech Talk. I'm not set on just buying Apex. Really? So not all of Canada's lost their minds. But Joey, when he was on here, was like Apex. And I think almost everybody else. Maybe not TechWeave, actually.
It'll heat their house in Canadian winter. Well, of course, get an Apex.
Well, now they're having that battery problem too, I heard. Like you get the TDP above 50 watts, and then the battery just crazy throttles you down to like
Oh, really?
to like 20 something. Anyways, it's a big issue right now. People are upset and they want to buy replacement batteries, and 1X player isn't doing it. So I'm going to address that.
That chip really,
it's hot.
55 watts is its sweet spot, honestly. You know, I wouldn't really bother going beyond that much.
So that's where you'd want your battery to work, right? But this battery's huge. It's clamped on the back.
I just plug mine in. I'm
plug it
on
in.
the wall.
It's really lightweight.
Aren't we just looping back around to the Game Gear, basically, then?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, basically.
See,
It's the precursor to all of this.
It's the ultimate power. That's the thing, and that's what people got with the Game Gear. They wanted to be able to show it off against your wimpy Game Boy.
man, and Lonesome Mason got it right. Just turn Star Ocean into a Bible book, and then I can take a screenshot when I get to the last page.
That's great.
Thank you.
You should just tell your kids to play this. It's their homework.
Yes, I know. Well, my son, is it cheating actually? Because my son actually helped me beat like 5 or 6 battles today.
He's your son, so
he was like,
it's a family adventure.
He was like, "Can I play this game? What is this?" And I'm like, "Oh, this is from the Game Boy Color." He's like, "What?" And then I showed him how the battle system worked, and he was just wailing on baddies, man. I was like, "Yeah, go kid." All right, 4-year-olds really have an upgrade these days. When I was 4, I could barely play Mario.
Take a save state and let's see how far they get.
Well, exactly. I had a save state right before he did. And then he did so well. Honestly, he used a couple of my field bombs. Those are expensive, like 900 gold or whatever. But you know what? I committed to it. He got enough experience. I just said, you know what? I'm going to save state after his play session and just roll forward because I like that that's part of the journey of the save file now. You know? It's wholesome. I can buy new field bombs.
Yeah.
Den of Geek, the Apple Bandai Pippin. Must we mention the Pippin on this podcast? This will be the first mention of the Pippin.
I remember reading about this as a youngin in the magazines. You know, remember those things, magazines? And it just was like, wow, this is the coolest thing ever. I'm never going to be able to own one of them. Yeah.
I don't ever want to see this again.
Why?
I was told Apple's getting a new CEO, right? There's never been a better time for the return of the Pippin.
I want Xbox.
Oh, the Mattel Hyperscan's fantastic. You guys need to go look up Classic Game Room and see his review of that. It's the funniest video. I mean, it's just hilarious. He really captures the excellent experience of that piece of crap.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Jim Gray on our website has been doing some awesome retrospectives on these old obscure consoles. So we have some good ones. I don't know if we've done the hyper. I think we did do the hyperscan. We did do the hyperscan. We did do the hyperscan.
I wish we did this podcast a week earlier. I would have bought you one from eBay.
Oh my god, no. Can we scroll up? What is that one? It was called the Gakken.
The Gakken.
The Gakken. Number 4, the Gakken Compact Vision TV Boy, and there's a freaking
that's a telephone. That's not a game.
It's got a phone on the side of it. Yeah.
The Gakken Compact Vision TV Boy. Who made that? Was it? Who is Gakken?
It's Gakken.
Who is Gakken? It's a
Japanese company.
You Gakken me?
Release. Had the graphical level of the Atari 2600. Okay, came out only months after the Famicom.
Ooh.
Wow.
It had Frogger.
Really see how it controls. If you were to look at a CDI controller, like my brain hurts. There was way too many buttons on that thing.
Well, I mean, it was a Laserdisc player, right? Basically.
Oh yeah, number 10 on the list is the CDI, and yeah, it's a doozy. I never got to play it. You know, that's one of the things. But $600 back in the day.
Hotel Mario is an experience if you haven't played it before.
It's
I haven't.
They did it wrong.
No,
you had the Gizmondo. Yeah, look at that.
The Gizmondo.
The Gizmondo.
Well, like number 11 on this list is the Soldier game. That's funny.
It's awful.
That is crazy.
See, part of they use that awful texture that they used back in like the early 2000s where it got all sticky. So I had to take like isopropyl alcohol and clean off the rest of it to make it nice and smooth. But I preserved this part because I just couldn't bear to lose.
It looks like it comes with built-in battery bulge. What it kind of looks like.
This has the weirdest like everything. I don't even know what's happening here.
Doing?
Oh yeah, I actually found a battery that works for it.
Wow.
Yes, this must be done. Yeah, I'm trying to get this thing back running again. It's a little awkward.
Just as long as we don't ever mention the Pippin again. That scared me seeing that. It brought up memory. There was a part of me that wanted that. There was a part of me that wanted that when it originally was announced for some reason. I was like a Macintosh guy in the 90s. I don't want to talk about it. But it's been many years since I've been on that road, down that path, the dark path. Until OS, they were awesome until OS 9 when they switched over to Unix with OS 10 or whatever, OS X.
That's when OS X was
a
game changer. Yeah,
it was. I know, but it just I like classic Mac.
I feel like that was a split. Yeah,
I had to run a computer lab in college that was running a mix of OS 9 and the first version of OS 10, and OS 9 was terrible, and the first version of OS 10 was just equally awful. Just a crash. They had to remember in an era we had to buy operating systems. They gave the next version of our operating system away for free because the first version was so bad.
The good part of OS 9. The good part of the OS 9 was getting that iMac, that colorful iMac.
The bubble
was
Mac.
Cool. Which was nice. And OS 8 was a little bloated, but man, give me a good OS 7 system. It was called System back then, by the way. System 7.5.5, the GOAT operating system for the Macintosh. I'm talking 1995-ish. Oh, man, they were just cooking right before Steve Jobs came back, and then it all changed. But now we have iPods and iPhones and MacBooks, so that's cool. I don't use them, but I appreciate that they exist.
Not a lot of gaming on those ones.
Not a ton. I hear you can game on the MacBook Neo, though. A couple of these dudes on this podcast were talking about that.
Yeah, you can emulate. I got entered into the Game Hub beta for Mac, and so I haven't done anything with it yet. Maybe I'll do it this weekend, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe actually playing games on a Mac here pretty soon. I don't know. I don't got high hopes for it, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, I saw that Control actually came out for that now for Mac and iPad, and
yeah, it's a universal app too. So you just buy it once. You can play it on your iPhone, your iPad, and a Mac, and it's $5. It's crazy for Control, like the full game.
Oh yeah, Control. Yep, I saw that it dropped for iPhone and iPad. Yep,
you can emulate Switch on there now too.
Andrew's got a point.
Andrew's got a point.
Someone should make a video about that.
Yeah, I think someone should. I don't know who, but somebody. This is. This is cool.
Just stream to your Mac. Game streaming. I heard it's amazing.
I mean that's always an option. Yeah.
But did you just loop us back around to the original?
I'm trying.
For us to talk about.
I guess I was right that Michael could be our host.
Michael really should be the host. This is good. Yeah, you could stream to your Mac and you can have a great time. You got Moonlight on there. I don't know what the decode times are like.
Carefully open that door, man.
Yeah.
I still haven't played the Resident Evil 4 remake.
I just beat it last week, actually. It was really great. Yeah, I loved it. I ended up using cheats so I could like have infinite ammo and like kind of took away some of the fear of the game, but man, I loved it. Yeah.
Well, it's all about maximizing fun. Min-max. Yeah. Maximum fun, minimum lame. Oh, God of War.
This was definitely pushing it, at least for the Neo. That's a little bit much.
That's crazy. You can do PS3 on the Neo, though.
Mm-hmm.
How's that screen? You like that
the
screen?
iPhone chip, which is
the screen's not bad. I don't think it's going to blow anybody away, but it's. I mean, think about the market, the segment. Laptops that are $500-600. I mean, a lot of times the display is where they're saving the money, and so this is definitely better than what you've seen in that category, I would say.
Speaking of categories, Sony brought their own streaming situation. Remember the PS Portal?
I'm just saying, if you want game streaming, this is a new, modern option.
These days, it works real well. It really does. I really do enjoy it. I don't use it as much as I probably should, but every time I pick it up, man, it's like, damn, they're actually nailing this right now. I totally could do this.
Is a single purpose device. This is not, we talk a little bit like multi-purpose devices. This is a single purpose, but with that, it's not a lot of fiddling. There's some fiddling, but not a lot of fiddling.
I'm still waiting for the day we jailbreak this thing and we actually get, I saw
NES on there.
Yeah, let's get NES.
Star Ocean.
Hell yeah.
Finally, Star Ocean.
Good.
Finally,
good,
that's
good.
when Stubbs will beat it.
Good. Well, we'll start to wrap up here, but something I wanted to do at the beginning of the episode was hoping to get your guys' favorite streaming handheld pick. Like, what's the one, if you had to pick one of your handhelds to be the receiving end of the stream, which one?
I feel like
Okay.
that could have been worded better, but sure.
Probably. Probably. And I'll say, excuse me, Y700. Let's go. Or the Astra or any 9-inch tablet form factor. I just want
Okay,
a
how about
screen.
How about not tablet?
Oh, not
'Cause
tablet.
I'm going to pick that
You wanna
too,
say
but I'm
stre-
like, that's cheating. I feel like that's cheating.
Isn't this a handheld though? Isn't this
It
at the
is,
end of the
it
day?
is,
Isn't
yes,
it now
yes.
a hand? Okay,
It
all
is,
right, but
yeah.
fine. But fine.
Mhm.
All right, classic handheld. Fine, Rob, you win. You always do. Portal. I would say probably no.
Oh, what
A
is he
different
going to
portal.
pull off his shelf?
There's a reason why I got an Evo back in my life, because
Ooh.
the Evo, I know the decode times aren't going to match our beloveds, Odin 3 and probably
They're
even
not
Portal,
bad on
but
that.
they're not bad. But the comfort, man, the comfort on the Evo is so good. So much so that I forget that Ioneo made this.
Yeah.
So, and I appreciate moments like that.
No, I hear you. Like, if I had to choose for a streamer between the Ioneo and then the Odin 2 Portal, I would pick the Ioneo.
Mhm,
What
it's a little more
held me
comfortable.
back previously was the audio was really bad. But they've added an equalizer now, so you can kind of tweak it yourself. It's not the best, but for me, that does push it over. Yeah, it's a good point. That wouldn't be my choice though.
What's your pick?
So I'd go with the Odin 3. I would. Like, it's smaller. It is
Oh.
smaller, but that's my jam right now, man. I'm playing it all the time. Last night played it for a couple hours. I have been using the grip on it when I'm playing something that really is using the sticks, because my pinkies will start to fall asleep if I don't, For the most part, for most other gaming, I don't have to worry about that. But when it comes to streaming a modern game, yeah, I need the
Yeah.
grip. But otherwise, man, I just love it. The screen's a little bit smaller, but I love
Sure.
the feel of the face buttons and the sticks more. And so that's why I like it.
Do you get any of those screen
have this guy.
issues people mention on the Odin 3?
No, I mean, the things I'm hearing about, like a retention and then like
Right.
low light, like they will have like a greenish tint or just off tint and stuff. I'm not seeing any of that.
I don't
stuff.
notice that either. Okay, that's good to
Yeah.
know. Okay, well, I mean, great pick, solid pick. You're gonna get the best decode times with the 8 Elite. Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah.
Sub
So-
1 millisecond.
Yeah. Rob, is that your pick? You're going to do the Mangmi?
To make me.
I think I'm going to do the Mangmi because it's still a little bit cheaper than the Portal. I mean, like, I'm thinking about if you're just wanting to get into streaming and as it's comfortable with a big screen, this is not a bad option, honestly. So, and then you can still mess around with some emulation, things like that. But
Nice.
the
big
problem is the
screen.
base Portal is like, what, $10 more? So I'm like,
Well,
you give up a little bit of the ergos, it just really depends on what you're trying to do,
Yeah.
the problem with it's the 865, which will do you well for streaming.
It's
it
aging.
does
It's
fine.
old. I mean,
does
it actually
fine.
holds up surprisingly well in streaming. I was actually kind of blown away. That's how good Apollo and Artemis and all that are getting right now. It's
Mhm.
crazy.
On
Yeah.
the
If I-
865, is it like 2 or 3 millisecond decode?
Which is
the best we can do.
which is
Yeah.
perfectly
still
fine.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah,
I will say, if money wasn't an object, I think I would go with the cheaper SteamOS Legion Go S. That's what I would go with.
ooh,
what
that's
I
a
mean?
good
I
choice.
was-
Because
thought
you can
you
put
might
that one in
mention
like
that.
a super low power profile
Mhm.
and then just stream to that, and you could play
Right.
for hours on that, and it's so comfortable. So
The,
that would be a choice, but price is so high right now. It's like $800,
Well, what about-
$900 now.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So this is the non-Z1E you're talking about, which is still $900 on that is way too much. And we didn't even talk about the fact earlier in the stream, I was going to bring this up as a stupid joke, but just the fact that, Lenovo's pricing on the Z1E is they have to be purposely shooting themselves in the foot, like right out of the
Right.
market. What are they doing?
Yeah.
$1,500 for a Z1E
Whoa.
handheld.
Hold on, Andrew's saying in chat that the Pocket Max is no longer on sale. Never
It's no
mind.
longer like
I thought he said for sale. I was like, wait,
No,
when did that
no.
happen?
So if you want to get it direct from them, it's still okay. But
Yeah,
if you go to
that's the
AliExpress,
problem
it's
with that. It's like for $10 more, you can get the Portal base, and I'm like,
yeah, that's too much
Right.
now.
that's
I
that's
didn't
the
realize
killer.
it went up. Oh,
That's
bad.
the killer for the Pocket Max.
Well, and
so I'm like, I'm even then, I'm like,
And AliExpress,
you
you know,
know.
it gets even worse. You see that one go all the way up to $400 right
Yeah.
now, which is like, nope, no thanks. I was going to pick that
That's
as one of my
crazy.
unboxings for next month. I'm like, oh, let's get the white Pocket Max and look at that, and because I heard that like they did some minor upgrades, and so maybe we can look at that. But I'm like, I can't recommend anyone buy that thing beyond $250. That's
so much.
it's not. So
Yeah. What are you, Michael Benny? What do you got for your streaming handheld?
Matt Davis sniped me, my friend and arch nemesis, Matt Davis. What do you want out of a streaming device? You want good controls.
Yeah.
You want battery life, and you want lightweight.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Logitech G Cloud.
Ooh.
I know. I saw that
I
in
also
chat, and
don't
I'm
want
like,
5
I'm
gigahertz.
like, wow,
Look at
how
this.
did we
I
forget
recognize
that?
the decode time's not the best, but again, just if you, my memory of using it is that.
Oh,
the
so this
decode time's
test was
not
done
the
by
best in the
Stubbs. I just want to put that out there.
which was done. Do you know how deep in it though I was during testing of these devices? Which I know I need to. I know I need to update my graph. I've done a lot more since this, but I was testing like all angles. I was changing the settings. I was trying, the ultra low latency thing for the chips. That's where I could use that on. Like,
I know you did legitimate testing.
This was a legitimate
I'm just
retro
teasing you,
tech dad
Stubbs.
level.
I know you did it.
I
know
know,
you did it right.
I know, but I'm saying we can trust this beautiful graph.
The colors too.
The colors. I spent so much time on the colors, but the 720G Snapdragon that's in the G Cloud is awesome, and you can do some emulation with it on the side, which is fun. But 11.5 millisecond decode, which I think at its best, I got it maybe to 11, but on average 11.5. That's still underneath the human eye's like ability to really perceive latency, which is around like 12 milliseconds or something. It's just underneath that. But yet, if you're playing an FPS on the G Cloud, you will notice.
Be a problem. Yeah.
You will notice that, and it takes you out of the experience. And you're like, "Oh, I'm streaming," because you want to trick yourself into forgetting that you're streaming. So that's why I don't pick the G Cloud, but it's comfortable as hell.
I've got a lot of love for it, but I will say for me, it's the streaming experience has been overtaken at this point. I made several videos about it. I like the little thing. It's great for up to PSP emulation and stuff. D-pad's got some issues, but overall, I really enjoy it. One of the most comfortable handhelds out there. But if I'm going to be streaming on something and I've got my repertoire to choose from, it's not going to be on that list.
Yeah, not anymore. There's just way too many better options nowadays, I feel like. And the G Cloud still goes for an insane amount of money. I'm like, how is this thing not just 150 new, period? Like, I just don't understand it. It's crazy.
Well,
so
you can get
keeping
the
that
refurb.
in mind too, the pricing just makes absolutely no sense. I would be hard pressed to tell them to buy that,
You can get the refurb units from Logitech on their eBay store for I think 160, 170. And
that's
if you want
not bad. That's actually not that bad. No.
And if you want
It would be ideal. Yeah.
If you want the black model, which I think is way cooler looking,
Love
it's only
that one.
That one's a little more expensive, but it's still $200 versus a new white unit from Best Buy, which is $300. So
the thing is, though,
I mean, it's cool.
I mean, a used G Cloud for, we said 160. If you're just trying to get something as a companion device, the cheapest streaming with a big screen, decent, ergo, the G Cloud's all right. I don't think it's that bad of a pick. Yeah,
I mean,
battery and it's lightweight. It's kind of always available. That's the thing I like about it.
You can spend way less than that. If you come into our Discord, people on average sell the G Cloud for $125.
Yeah, that's
in our
crazy
Discord.
too. That's nuts.
So
I mean,
if you look at our used market, that's one of the most common handhelds I see being sold, and it's rarely more than like $130 these days. So yeah, let's shill the Discord. We have support tiers in our Toy Barn, our private one. If you're a Patreon supporter here or a Discord member, our YouTube member, then you get access to even deeper discounts. So people I've seen sold the G Cloud for $100. The last one I saw was $100. Someone sold for in there, which was pretty cool. The G Cloud as well.
This is the first time I've ever seen the sun not up in Hawaii.
I like
finally doesn't exist.
The After
We're
Dark.
truly RH After Dark now.
Now we're RH
it's
After
dark
Dark.
over on this side. Yeah, because it's after 7 now, my time.
It's good mood lighting. I feel very, very After Darky right now. If it's not an FPS game and you're playing like a role-playing game or an adventure game or like Windrose, that's an awesome new game I saw come out, which I actually picked up today because Mr. Team Retro got that for me. Thank you, Mr. Mike.
HU is playing it. I'm playing it. Call of Duty, we call it.
Call of Duty. I love to play some Call of Duty. Call of Duty.
I need to go see what this game's about now.
It's a pirate. It's a pirate simulator, basically. Like,
I'm looking at it right now. Never heard of it. Wow.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of a different kind of booty. Never mind.
It's pretty cool. But games like that are gonna do well on the G Cloud. Yeah, that's a great option. It's just when you get to those really Twitch shooter, you need, not that I have those kind of skills these days, anyways, but you will start to notice if you're needing very, fast paced stuff.
For whatever it's worth, those Twitch shooters, just play with a mouse and keyboard on a PC.
I mean, yeah.
Like at some point, you just want to play the best version of that. Go to where it is best suited for it. Streaming is never going to be the best version of the game. It's just supposed to be the most convenient.
Sure.
That means sitting upright in my chair at the desk. That's. I want to be
kick back.
bed, kick back on the couch.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because I have I used to love doing ultra wide gaming on my desktop PC, but now that I do my day work and the YouTube work and everything on here, I don't game on this at all. I step away and do all my gaming on a handheld or on a laptop, and I just I mean, it's weird. I don't sit at a desk and game anymore. It's something new for me. It's kind of a more recent thing in the past few years.
Well, I will download Call of Duty. Windrose, and I will try this out because everyone's saying to try this out. So I think that's something maybe tonight. Also, that Crimson Desert game is not bad. It's like an ADHD wonderland. There's always something to do. So I appreciate that aspect of that game. I know it got a bad rap, but I was playing that the other day, and I'm like, you know what? This is not bad. This game looks equally awesome. It's like Ark Survivor, but pirates.
It's one of those for sure. Keep your expectations in line. It is a Fortnite. Somewhat you remember Pal World. There's no pals in it, but the feel, that sort of Fortnite-esque feel of it, will feel very similar.
So it's a little more arcade. I like that. I prefer more arcade versus simulator.
But both.
That looks Fortnite-y right there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of dig this. They got a dodo up on the wall as a.
I don't know why this one got me though. Like we had, was it Skull and Bones from Ubisoft? We had Sea of Thieves.
Right.
I think they're actually going to re-release Assassin's Creed 4 soon. There's like a remaster edition coming out. But for whatever reason, for all of the piratey stuff they have available, this is the one that got its hooks in me.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
like most things, I blame Too Loud because he can just become the root and source of all of those problems.
Well, we got it in the library now, so we'll take a look at this. Okay, everybody. I suppose at some point we will end this episode. And that time is right now. Okay. Any other final rants, ravings?
I think this was better than Pokemon.
Excuse me?
What is better than Pokemon?
We should end the episode right now, quickly, before somebody jumps me.
Push the button. No.
No, I think this is fun. I liked doing the it's a hard game to play, but like trying to eliminate a system, that was fun to do. And I like doing it with you guys, doing it with buddies, and so yeah, it's fun. Thanks.
Yeah, I like that too. Also, for a little trivia, Activision made a Die Hard game on the NES. That's what I put back there today. And of course, Star Ocean, I've had on there for weeks I don't know how my fingers work. So, yes. I don't know if that NES game is good. I kind of want to play it because I've been watching it on the screen as we've been talking. It's interesting. Oh, yeah, it's almost time to end Game of the Month, April. So Lunar Silver Star Story, Star Ocean Blue Sphere, Golden Sun, Lost Age. Play any of these games, get yourself a point. I do believe it's still the same Game of the Week game that we had. We already mentioned that one Monday, so we're good. But you have until Saturday to beat that one as well. I totally forget what it is right now. I'm sure someone will remind me.
If you're starting one of these games right now, good luck. We only have a week left.
If you're just starting one of these RPGs that's 30 hours right now, and that's totally off base with Star Ocean Blue Sphere, it's not a 22-hour game. It is definitely a 30-hour plus game. It seems to be.
Month with only 30 days, not 31 days to do that.
This
many
is more
RPGs.
my speed right here.
So here's Game of the Week, right? Konami Crazy Racers. That's what it was. Game Boy Advance. See, there you go. Go enjoy your Game Boy Advance library. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us this long. We're going to get out of here. Oh, and thank you for the birthday wishes.
Happy birthday, Stubbs.
Happy birthday, dude.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
I've never had my birthday fall on a show night before. So,
Wow.
I realized that
wild.
today. I'm like, yeah, first time I actually got to celebrate it with you guys. It's kind of cool. Usually it's always Ban and Mike always seem to have it on our Monday episodes.
They rigged the system. That's
They
why.
rigged the system. It's been rigged. And
Yeah.
Russ, we got to have one of your episodes be on here too.
Yeah,
What's
let's
your
do it.
cake day? All right, how do we end the show, Sony? It's been so long. Let's see. Oh yes. Once again, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more. If you like what we're doing here, we do this all the time, twice a week, in fact, if not more. And a special thanks once again to our channel members, our patrons, and our subscribers who make everything here possible for us. You guys are freaking awesome. Seriously. Perks with RH start for as little as $3 US per month. And join us in our Discord to chat and play some of those Game of the Month games, talk about them. We have the best time in there arguing over the most minute things about these games. It's perfect. But until the next one, where Monday we're going to be talking about something ridiculous will happen by Monday. So I'm sure we'll talk about something.
I'm sure we'll find something. You know.
But either Monday or probably more Thursday, we'll go ahead. The Apex is here. I've held off touching it or unboxing it. Okay, so I'm going to wait for you guys. We're going to unbox that sucker. We're going to play with it. We're going to see, is this worth, retail $2,300 to start, which is tough. Even $1,600, which is the original launch price, is tough. So we'll have to see if that's worth our hard-earned dollar bucks. And until then, it's been Stubbs on behalf of Rob, Mr. Michael Benny of Retro Lunch, check him out on YouTube, and Mr. Russ from Retro Game Core, check him out on YouTube, and Rob, of course, check him out on YouTube on this channel, of course, too. I was saying, take care of those handhelds and take care of each other too. We love you guys. Have a good night. Have the best time. Treat yourself. And stream some games.
I don't have a handheld. Oh, I can show my Thor box.
Hell yeah,
Hey.
Thor box.
Thor
What
box.
color
Thor
thing
boxer.
is that?
This is the light, so it's black.
Oh, you got the light.
Mhm.
Oh, good cliffhanger. Let's get out of here.